Last time on Square Roots, Yuki gives some relationship advice, Sayaka loses her job, and Atsuma meets the coolest monk on the mountain. Later, Lord Takamuni has his golem core removed from his stomach. Talk about your gastric bypass surgery.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Square Roots. Sorry, do you want to explain your joke, Vanessa? Or?
No, I just want Johnny to stop looking at me like that.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Square Roots, the classic RPG podcast. My name is Jim Banks. I'm joined by Matthew Van Zandt.
Are we a classic RPG podcast, as in we play classic RPGs, or are we a classic RPG podcast, as in this podcast is a classic?
Both.
Yeah, both.
Nice.
As
Also joined by...
We're pretty old.
What was the first podcast? WTF with Mark Maron?
Something in the mid-2000s.
It was This American Life was the first podcast I listened to. And yes, that is just an NPR show that they put onto a podcast, but it counts.
I listened to a bunch of those one-up ones in like 2006. That's when I started listening.
Oh, I remember listening to those too.
Because they were early in on the podcast game.
Was that
Google's
like
AI overview
Grant?
says Christopher Lydon's Radio Open Source was the first podcast, technically the first podcast in 2003, because it used RSS feeds to distribute audio files of his interviews.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Oh, yeah, that's neat. Well, anyways, joined by Johnny Podcast Brandon.
Hi, I'm Johnny Podcast, just like the character in Ghostbusters.
No,
And?
wasn't that from Godzilla versus Kong?
No, that was Ghostbusters. That was the new Ghostbusters reboot.
Afterlife, or whatever it was called.
There's Afterlife and Frozen Empire. He was in both of them.
A movie that looked so
Good
Frozen
old-
Empire, a
good
movie
old
that looked so
podcast.
stinky, I didn't bother.
I don't
It
think
is
anyone
stinky.
did.
Those Ghostbuster movies are now in the realm of the Jurassic Park movies, where I'm like, you keep making these if you
Oh,
want,
yeah,
but I'm not watching them.
totally. That's a good analogy. People just don't like Ghostbusting anymore. Also joined by Vanessa.
Hi, I'm Vanessa. I also have not seen these new Ghostbusters films, despite the fact that comedian James Acaster is in one of them, and he's one of my special old boys.
He's in like 7 frames of the movie.
Yeah. Do you really want to watch one of your special boys humiliate himself in a trash movie? Oh,
No.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean Ballad of Wallace Island. I meant Ghostbusters.
How dare you!
What? I thought you watched it, Matt.
Fuck no.
Oh, it's really
Matt will
sweet.
never watch that.
No, it's Vanessa's pig. You all get one.
Oh,
You all get one thing that you love that I refuse.
It's my pig.
Matt's is Spider Knight.
Yeah, you're right.
yeah.
Mine is Spider Night. That movie was fucking amazing. Spine of Night. God, that was good. I should watch that again tonight. I should buy it this time. I keep renting it. I should just buy it.
What do you mean you keep renting it?
I've rented it like 3 or 4 times.
oh no.
It's amazing.
I thought about renting Thunderbolts, but to rent it was $30.
Yeah.
To buy it was $35.
Yeah, they do the same thing. We get the same thing. It's 20 or 25, but like I don't know if you have Disney Plus, but it'll hit Disney Plus in like 3 months. It's great, but wait,
Yeah.
you know?
It's great,
less than
but
that, right?
Captain America Brave New World never dropped its, usually they drop the rental price after about a month to like 10 or $5, $5 or $10. Captain America did not drop its price up until it released on Disney Plus. That annoyed the shit out of me.
That's interesting.
Did that help with your piles? Or what's it called where you can't poop?
what are you talking about?
Yeah, is this another Johnny has just woken up episode?
Cut all that. I don't even want the word piles said on this show. I don't like it.
I can't remember if piles are the what do you call those butt blisters? Words are
Jim,
not good.
this is another opportunity
Hemorrhoids.
to use your mute function.
Well, if I mute Johnny, the only his sound will still be picked up by his microphone.
It's true.
We just won't be able to hear him.
Constipation. That's what I can't remember if piles is hemorrhoids or constipation.
Wait,
Why?
Why
Sorry.
what does that have to do with what
Yeah.
Matt was talking about?
Well, because sometimes it's good to get all the shit out of them.
Oh.
Oh.
Boy, Johnny, if you had phrased it better, maybe that was a good
Yeah,
joke, you know?
Yeah,
it
like
was
Johnny,
a good joke.
you
I
had
forgot
the
the
crumb.
words.
You
I
had the
forgot
crumb.
the
Johnny,
words.
I think it's finally time to say thank you for auditioning for the Square Roots podcast. But I've been told that we're not hiring.
Aged
Out of the show. He's going to replace Johnny with a Gen Z.
You're all a bunch of Leo DiCaprios.
We're like SNL now. We're like you just age out of being able to be on the show.
Well, I
Mr.
found the
Keenan
substance, and as long
yeah.
as I remember to switch back 1 week on, 1 week off, it's all fine.
Hey, we have a special announcement that I think we should knock out at the beginning of the show. We have
Whoa.
discussed many times that we're going to do a vote for the next game, and we changed our minds. That's right.
We lied.
We lied.
Yeah.
Johnny
Yeah.
has decided to take a season off. Finally, he needs to. It's been 9 years. Take a fucking season off. You deserve a vacation. And instead of doing a vote, we are going to play a Vanessa choice. And that game is...
Beyond Good and Evil, because Johnny
Whoa.
deserves a vacation, but not a very long one.
It's true.
We're going to break that into 3 episodes, and we may even do a kind of filler ep when it's over just to give Johnny a little extra time. And also, we might want to talk about Superman. You don't know us.
Superman.
Don't worry about it. It's an American thing. So...
Is Red Green the Canadian Superman?
No, he's Guardian and Puck there, and Sasquatch, and who's the lady?
Vindicator.
Is that the lady?
Who is that
No,
cartoon
Snowbird
Mountie?
is the lady.
Dudley Do-Right?
Dudley Do-Right. That's the Canadian Superman.
Yeah.
All right. So
I should also say that this is a podcast. Oh wait, did I already say
yeah,
that?
you did
Nobody
say
knows.
it. I remember.
Okay. I really couldn't remember if I'd said
but-
it or not.
I don't think you did.
Are you ready for our reworked news segment? Because it's time for
Yeah.
gaming gossip.
Ooh, Game Goss. Hot Game
Yeah,
Goss.
Game Goss.
We enjoyed just kind of talking shit last week and not really talking about super real news. And we decided we're going to keep doing that, except we are going to talk about real news, but we're just going to talk shit about it. So, can I start us off? Because before you and Vanessa, Jonathan, joined the call, I learned something pretty interesting. Chuck E. Cheese has opened 10 hot new arcades called Chuck's Arcade. Whoa, it's an arcade for adults. Holy shit. Can you believe it?
Like a Dave and Buster's. Is that
Yep.
what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's kind of what it looks
Yeah.
like. It looks like a Dave & Buster's.
You know what else is a really cool where else is a really cool arcade for adults? My house.
Yeah.
I don't have to go to a place like that.
It sounds, from the article that I read, it sounds like it's going to be a mix between like old school classic games and modern stuff, which sounds neat. Probably most pertinent to me is that they opened a location in St. Petersburg, Florida, which is in my county.
Whoa.
I know. They also opened locations in California, Brea, California, El Paso, Texas, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Oklahoma City, Victor, New York, Salem, New Hampshire, Nassau, New Hampshire,
Nosferatu.
Kansas City, Missouri, and
Whoa, that's
Beaufort,
not far from me.
Georgia.
Wow.
Huh.
Can't wait to go to Chuck's.
I mean, I might go check the one in St. Pete out just to have a reason to come report back about it, you know?
Hey, they got tickets there. Like, can I get a ticket and get a prize, or is it just like an arcade?
I will let you know when I report back, Vanessa.
When we say adult arcade, are we talking like no kids allowed 18 plus? Or are we talking like a place where there could be kids, but there's also like liquor?
I don't understand why you don't understand the gaming gossip concept. The concept is, I don't know.
That's not the
I'm just
concept.
gossiping about something I heard, not
That's a
reporting
terrible
the
concept.
news.
Well, maybe you heard about the age limits. I don't know.
I don't know how to hear any more about Chuck's Arcade.
Do they have any like adult arcades in like, you know, the old sense of the term adult, like Triple X, like all of those try to last 5 minutes games, but they're in an arcade and you can like play them next to some other guy?
Because there were, like, when I was a kid, all the arcades in Montreal were mostly just peep shows, but they still called themselves arcades. It was very confusing and disappointing.
That arcade is also my house.
There's a lot of arcades around me that are actually just virtual gambling establishments. And so Googling the word arcade, at least in my area, is always extremely disappointing. Vanessa, I do see, it appears from the pictures here, that they do have a prize counter.
Yeah!
Oh, and
There was a,
claw machines. Whoa, ho, ho.
I want to go to Chuck's Arcade.
When I was out in Colorado for film school, they passed a law that our bars could only have 2 gambling machines per bar. So what bars did was like subdivide into 5 different rooms that were all different bars. It was very nightmarish.
Yeah.
That's funny. The gas stations here have slot machines in them in Omaha.
It's
That's
so
a bad
weird. It's
idea.
so weird how gambling used to be like a just for Vegas thing, and
Yeah.
now it's all over the place.
Yeah, it's everywhere. Some of the
And the
ones
gas
by
stations
me
and the liquor
that I
stores.
saw open up and quickly get shut down would also be check cashing establishments.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that is nasty.
Yeah, that's rough.
Does anybody else have any game goss they want to talk about?
Well, I want to talk about, y'all hear about this Perfect Dark new game that looked really good, looked like
It
a
looked
Deus
cool.
Ex.
Looked
looked
great.
cool, and
We're all
was
looking
actually
forward to it.
the demo was actually playable and like real and everything, but it turns out Microsoft is like, we have to feed the AI beast that we have created all our jobs and money, so they're
Okay, is that what's going on? Like, are they cost cutting because of their big investment in OpenAI?
Yes.
Okay, because when I heard the news, I was like, it's either that, like maybe they're over invested in OpenAI, or I was like, or they're gonna start making AI video games. That's the thing I was really afraid of, is that they were gonna implement some like workflow where they were gonna try to do AI video games. That was what I was worried about.
it's also like a quarterly thing, like it's the end of a quarter, and a lot of
it
times
is,
if they
yeah.
have like a not great quarter, they hire, like Microsoft's been doing this for like 20 years now. They fire 5 to 10% of their workforce and then rehire them back. And that's most like, to impress their shareholders. And that's probably
Yeah.
what they're doing as well. Like, it's a kind of mix of a few things, like the huge, like, unending money that they can shove into AI. And I heard speaking of crazy rumors, I don't know if y'all
Whoa.
heard this little piece of gossip. You know those robo-taxis that got released by a certain company, a certain tea company in Austin?
Yeah.
Did you know they're all being driven by
the
people in the Philippines?
Earl Grey?
They are not.
that true?
Yes, they are not robots. They are just drone cars being piloted off-site. It is all a lie. All this AI is a lie.
Yeah.
It
I'm
is.
surprised that nobody has sued at least one of these companies
They
for
have.
calling these things AI. It's not AI. It's not.
Yeah.
It's false advertising.
Yeah, and it's like from the limited amount of work I've done for data annotation, I can tell you that the way that AI talks is just a style guide that's being written by thousands of people over and over again
Yeah.
to train them. Like, it's not AI; it's people handwriting these responses. It's nuts how big a lie all of this is. And that's where all this money is going into, is to the people doing the work to make it look like it's AI. Anyway,
Yeah.
I could rant for hours.
There's a good chance that my children's teachers are going to be replaced by this pretty soon. So, any other hot gaming goss?
Yeah, I got some.
Yeah. Lay it on me,
we have,
sister.
Pretty exciting new announcement from the world of gaming. That's right, the Series 20 of Taskmaster is coming, and we have a contestant draw.
Whoa.
Ooh, my favorite kind of game. A task game.
Yeah.
Was the last season was season 19? I don't know why I
Yeah.
thought it was
Last
like
season was-
17.
Season 19. And coming up next time, we have Anya Magliano, a young woman. She's been tearing up Edinburgh, and people like her.
Oh boy.
We have Maisie Adams. You'll know Maisie Adams from basically every other panel show. It's very weird that's taken so long for her to get on
I don't
Taskmaster.
feel like I will know her from other panel shows because I don't watch
Phil
panel shows
Ellis.
because I'm not British.
I don't know him. And then the big guns, Reese Shearsmith. Johnny's going to be excited for that one.
Reese.
And
Johnny looks
Sanjeev
confused.
Beskar.
I'm looking it up, but I'm going to use my phone so it doesn't make tippy-tappy sounds.
You got a mute button.
Clever. So it has like two people who are Virgin Swords National Treasure status. So that's pretty exciting.
I've never heard of Reese Shearsmith before.
Oh, well, get with it.
I have seen The
Inside
World's
number
End.
9, League of Gentlemen. Come on.
I've seen The World's End.
I like that
he-
movie.
It was okay.
He was in Saltburn. Jim loved that movie.
Oh yeah, loved it.
He's been in everything. He's one of those guys who's been in everything.
Super Mario Strikers is coming to... Oh, who was the last one? Is that the fourth or was that the fifth?
The last one was Sanjeev Beskar.
Don't know Sanjeev Beskar. But,
He had a sketch show. I forgot what it was called.
do you know Super Mario Strikers? The
No.
GameCube game? It's a GameCube soccer game that I ended up playing a lot of, that one and the Wii one. I think the Wii one was better just because it had more content, like more teams and more stadiums and stuff. But if you like a good soccer game, try that out with your kids. It's 4 players, fun to play, a good time, fun time, I would say, for all the parents listening. Parents.
We got rents who listen to this.
Mm-hmm.
We're not just for the kids, we're for the rents too.
Tell your teens to
Text.
stop trying to do finger stuff with their girlfriends and come and play Mario Strikers.
That sounds like some good advice, Johnny.
Gross. So, moving on from that, Nintendo did something interesting. They confirmed that the Mario Odyssey team is the team that is making, or has made rather, Donkey Kong Bonanza. Whoa.
DK, the Donkey Kong.
So that's
As I
why there's
understand it-
no
Okay.
Mario Odyssey
Donkey
2.
Kong is here.
Pretty much. But as I understand it, Nintendo typically doesn't announce that type of information. I don't know why they did this time.
Everyone
They're a
was
secretive
wondering.
society.
I saw lots of videos about whether or not the Mario Odyssey team was making Donkey Kong Bonanza. I think that's cool. I loved Mario Odyssey. I thought it was the best Mario in years. I'm still not rushing out to buy a Switch 2, but when I do get one, I'll pick up Donkey Kong Bonanza. Faux show. I mean, I was probably going to do that anyway. All right. Another piece of hot game goss. Y'all heard about the Stop Killing Games petition?
Nah.
A little bit. That's about like how the crew, when a game that you purchased for full price went offline and is now a unplayable block of plastic.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
It is a petition. Well, there's a UK petition and an EU petition, and the EU petition reached its necessary goal of 1 million signatures. It is a petition to make the EU Parliament. Is that what the EU has? Let's pretend like it does. To make the EU Parliament discuss or consider this petition, which is to force game companies to stop taking live service games offline, or to at least offer, I believe, an update when they go offline for owners to be able to play it on private servers, which I think is great.
Vanessa, correct me if I'm wrong about this, but did you read about that recent AI judgment that they ruled in favor of the AI company? The authors sued them. Did you see that?
No,
judgment?
I didn't read about that.
So the judge in the case ruled that he ruled in favor of the AI companies because he said that I can't remember the name of the doctrine, but if you buy something, it's yours to do with what you want. And so he reasoned that they purchased these works and then did what they wanted with them. And so, but he basically said there's a lot of room for the plaintiffs just need the plaintiffs just need a better case. There's a better case out there. But I'm wondering how that doesn't apply to this don't kill games thing, because if I buy a game, it's mine to do with what I want, which is to use it for its intended purpose, which is to play it.
Well, that's sort of the opposite, though, of what this judge said, right?
Yeah,
So
that's what I'm saying. So why wouldn't logic like that be applied to being able to play a game perpetually as long as I want to?
Well, we're talking about EU courts versus US courts too, which
that's
a
very
US
different.
court's ruling has no bearing on the EU.
But that's still I know,
true.
but I wonder if a similar case got brought here, if that same reasoning would apply to a case like that.
I think that's sort of what they'll have to overcome primarily is that you don't buy something, you agree to the terms of service, which is essentially a lease agreement. And we've talked about this before on the show about sort of
I think we have.
the disconnect between what consumers think they're doing and what they're actually doing. And people think that they are buying something, but you really rarely, unless you're buying something physical, you often aren't buying anything.
Yeah.
But I think there's
renting.
so many times where they use things like terms like own it today, when you're buying something. They do specifically say own it today, and then are but you don't actually own it. Read the 50 pages of legal stuff that no one in their right mind will ever read.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting things to consider. As I would also class buying a physical game at a store and getting home and it's a download code and not actual piece of physical media. It's a funny area, but it all will have to sort of be addressed through lawsuits most likely, because I don't think there's a big motivation in the current administration to have more regulation, which is basically what this would be.
Yeah, I get the same sense. Sad.
Buyer beware. Or renter beware in this case.
Yeah.
And finally, I think, not huge goss, but interesting, Helldivers 2 is finally coming to Xbox. Whoa. You guys believe that?
That's interesting.
pretty
As a
crazy.
Sony game coming to Xbox, I wonder how that happened. But I guess they want more players because it's one of those games where... Are there microtransactions in it? There's
I'm sure there
seasons
are.
and stuff. Yeah.
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 So I'm sure they want to sell more passes to more people.
Oh, you think that's what it is? I wonder if it's... I was curious if it... Because that game does have a pretty high player count. But I'm wondering if it was that, or if it was Xbox was we need a good live service game to pump up our hours played on our platform. Mm-hmm. So I wondered if it was some of that too.
Everyone wins.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is going to come to Xbox on August 26th. Whoa. I was
does look
interested in
fun.
that
It's not-
game. I don't know.
Yeah.
If it was on Game Pass, I would probably try it out, but I'm probably not going to buy it.
Yeah. All right.
Circling back to the Stop Killing Games
podcast?
petition, I don't really like buying live service games. You can shut it down at any time.
Yeah, exactly.
Though I will say, I paid $30 for PUBG like 7 years ago, and I got my money's worth from that
Yeah.
fucking game.
Yeah, even like if you consider I probably spent $50 in extra crap for PUBG, that's fine. I played a ton of PUBG.
Yeah.
Anyway, so are you ready to talk about your channel?
Streams?
Your streams?
Yeah. We have streams. Did you know that, listeners? I bet you did. We're going to tell you anyway. Come over to youtube.com and find the Square Roots podcast channel where we are playing through games a lot. I don't know how else to say it. Put your tongue back in your mouth, John. I am currently playing Secret of Evermore on Wednesday nights, though last week Jim filled in for me because I wanted to go out to the bar.
Well, it's today. Oh no, today's not the big USA Day. That's tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, if you like Jim and you're wondering where he's hanging out, go over to that YouTube channel. He's probably streaming. He's probably streaming right now as you're listening to this.
Yeah. I mean, I wish.
I
What
did check
you
it out,
stream
and he
last
was
night, Jim?
streaming the most boring game I'd ever seen.
Do what?
I saw you streaming the most boring game I've ever seen.
Yesterday?
It was space. It was Space Warhammer. Space
Oh,
Marines.
yeah. I don't know what's gotten into me, but I've been tearing through some video games lately. I did all of Silent Hill 2 Remake. I played South Park: The Fractured But Whole. I played Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2, and I recently started Banishers: Ghosts of New Eden.
Made that up.
It's
What-
a real game.
Is it any good?
Doesn't sound like a
Yeah,
real
I
game.
think it's real good.
Okay.
Super good.
Yeah, I can imagine a really good game too. Let me do it right now. Yay. I love it. So much fun to
Ooh.
play.
The game is made by Don't Nod, who made like Life is Strange.
Oh, Vampire.
Yeah, Vampire. It's a really well written game. I'll say that.
Remember Me? They did that game.
Yeah, they did that. They did Tell Me Why. That's another one.
Ain't nothing but a mistake.
I was thinking, tell me why, tell me sweet little whys. Whoa, tell me why. Remember that?
No, nobody
I think
remembers
Stevie Nicks does backup vocals in that song.
that. Anyway, Jim has been playing through a lot of games. I also am playing Secret of Evermore on our regular Wednesday night stream. And up next, Jim will be playing something else, I guess.
Yeah, I think I had it narrowed down to 2 games, but I was thinking about playing Beyond Good and Evil, but we're doing that. But I don't think I'd want to play it on stream, like doing a concurrent playthrough with the show. So I don't know. I'll figure something else out. I was kind of thinking about doing Resident Evil 8. That's the one that's popped up in stream chat a few times. So
I really want to play RE5 with Jim on stream. I think that'd be hilarious.
yeah, that'd be fun.
Speaking of, both Jim and I bought capture cards. So I think that will expand our ability to stream hot, cool games. At least for me, I'm excited to be able to stream games via my Xbox and not my laptop, which is not the best.
Yeah, that's
for-
gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it takes a lot of
We can
pressure
finally-
off your
We
laptop.
can finally stream The Quiet Man.
Yes.
Yes.
That's a
Let's do a
great
Quiet
idea.
Man stream.
Yeah, I love that. That's a great idea. That's what you should play on Wednesdays.
Oh,
we should
yeah,
do
I
a
should
Quiet
play
Man
the
stream.
Quiet
Yeah. I don't think any of us ever went back and played the unquieted version. Do you
No.
remember they released a unquiet version
Yeah.
because they were like, nobody likes this. Maybe we should put the sound back in.
Anyway, so interesting stuff coming to the stream soon. I bought Triangle Strategy this morning, which I've been wanting to play, and on the Switch, and I would be able to stream that now if I wanted to. I might give that a go. We'll see. And Johnny has his own Special Boy channel, my favorite channel on YouTube. And that includes the Square Words podcast.
Oh.
Tell us
wow.
about it, Johnny.
Well, oh, hey.
Hey, this is hello. She got me some WD-40.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Is this chair squeaking and really
My
annoying
chair
her?
and my microphone arm. No, it shows up on the track sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
I've been working on some scripts, but not this week. I took this week off. This week was vacation. Although I start working tonight again, so.
Oh, no.
But still, I
Don't
got
do it.
several days off. It was lovely. I had a beautiful time with friends and fun. And, yeah, I'm going to see if I can get to... I want to go to Vancouver Island this weekend, but I might not be able to make it happen because all the
Grandpa's
sailings-
confused again. This is not the Level Up segment.
Oh, you're
This is
right.
where you plug your stream.
Right, yeah. So I do have a channel. Watch it. There's the last one was on Star Control and gay aliens, although they were technically clones, but still, I think it's interesting. I talk about Devo. I talk about the history of the queer pink triangle and why it is a more aggressive queer icon than the pride flag, but both have their uses for sure. And the use of the pink triangle is not to sell Nikes. That's my hot take.
Yeah. I'm surprised that you consider
Are
that a
they
hot
trying
take.
to sell Nikes with it?
Yes,
God.
They did a pride collection with Nikes with the pink triangles that was used to mark gays during the Holocaust.
Uh-huh. That's a super weird choice.
Yes, I feel like that's one of those. No, only we can use this things.
Massive corporations
Yeah.
misappropriating important icons? Color
Yes.
me shocked.
Yeah. Anyway, how about we trundle over to the quest log? Are you all ready?
I'm
Yes,
ready.
sir. Hang on, let me throw my phone away. Get in the trash.
Good
That's
job,
right.
Nat.
Wow.
Now grab
I'm here.
Vanessa's phone.
Yep, all right, I've got it. Oh my god,
Yeah,
there is
and-
so much Taskmaster porn on this thing.
Let's open up. I made nice new notes.
Ain't nothing but
Opening
a
up with,
mistake.
Let's describe this new character, Jezebel, in the first picture. Vanessa, how would you describe Jezebel? And how would you
Let's have a
rate
look.
Jezebel's model?
Rank my Jezebel.
Yeah, I want you to give a score to how well modeled Jezebel is.
Let's have a good little look here.
By the way, my chair right now, silent.
Oh, that's great.
Silent. Yeah.
Jezebel
I'm
is...
afraid my chair's kind of squeaky now.
Your chair's been
Hear it
squeaky
squeaking.
for
Oh!
30 years.
I know,
The
but I bought a new
accuser
chair,
becomes
remember?
the accusee.
Oh, right. Let's just get some WD-40. Don't use it as personal lube, though.
Why not?
I assume it's going to be bad. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's fine.
I think it's oil-based. It's probably not
Yeah,
great.
so don't use it with condoms.
It doesn't sound like a good idea.
Tell me why. I
Uh,
ain't never gonna hear you say. Sorry, it's in my head now.
Here's- Well, mute your track. I mean, mute yourself. Here's what I have to say about Jezebel. Jezebel, of course, I love her. She's beautiful. She's perfect in every way. No critiques against Jezebel, except I will say she's a little too smooth around the edges. And she does have a dead-eyed stare. And she has a mouth that looks like a flappy Muppet mouth. And her snout is not quite right. They've really tried on her chest hair. Her paws are a bit too polygonish.
It does look
I don't
like
know what's going
they
on
took
with her
a photo
tail.
of their cat at home and then tried to make the textures out of photographs of their cat.
Yeah.
But it looks like a nightmare. Jezebel is a cat, by the way. You should
Yeah.
probably
Looks like a
mention that.
I mean,
photo
here's the thing.
shop, like a
Jezebel is a cat, and so she's a good girl, and I love her, and I don't want to criticize her, but she is the stuff of nightmares.
But that does. So we start off in Iwata Village with Sayaka and her dad, and Sayaka, you remember, is Rygar's fiancé because he's not a homosexual.
My fiancé is lost. I've lost my fiancé.
I'm affianced.
Yeah, wow. Friendship spoilers. Oh, wait, no, that's wife, not fiancé.
I was making a Seinfeld reference.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, so Jezebel is a kitty, but the big argument here is we're talking with Sayaka and her dad. Can we rescue Toya? Can Atsuma use his power to disrupt the ice golem without harming Toya, thus separating him from the devil golem, as he is the Magicore? And the answer is probably not. Like, everyone's like,
probably not.
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all Atsuma wants to do. His only interest in this life or the next is rescuing Toya. He wants to detach him from that devil golem, save him.
Remember 3 years
live happily
ago
ever after
where
with
suddenly
Toya.
the internet found out about the trolley problem? This is definitely a trolley problem. Like, do you save Toya, but in concentrating on saving Toya and not killing the Ice Queen, are you going to injure more people? That's a question, right?
Yeah, but Atsuma is not having it. He's like, I don't believe in the trolley problem. I would simply jump onto the track and untie all the people and then use my strength to stop the trolley.
Is that Jordan Peterson?
Nobody on the trolley would be
He
hurt.
would use his devil golem arm to punch the trolley off the tracks.
Yeah.
I'll punch the trolley off the tracks and then I'll catch it so no one's hurt and there's no trolley problem. There's no trolley problem.
Oh, okay. You know, I never considered the people on the trolley as part of the factors of deciding the trolley problem before.
Well, I don't think that the trolley problem specifically identifies that there are people on the trolley.
But I assume they are, right? Like, it's not out of
It's got to be a
control in
conductor
their
at
mind.
least.
Yeah.
If there are people on the trolley, maybe they're the ones who are culpable and we don't need to do anything.
It's true.
Maybe they're a sick murderer that wants to run over as many people as possible.
Yeah.
Well. Anyway. Now I'm just
Also,
thinking about...
worth noting
about the-
that according to this game, Atsuma's a fucking idiot. So my assumption is that any plan he makes is going to fail, right? So he's like, I don't want to save everybody and kill Toya. I want to save Toya and everybody, but he's stupid, so he's going to end up killing everybody, Toya and the population of the planet.
I used to be really upset about how stupid Atsuma was, but this chunker won me over because Atsuma started to talk about how stupid he was, and I found that endearing.
And
He's like, I'm not good at thinking, and I don't know anything, but here's what I want to do.
is it like how Travis Kelce found something hard because he had so much reading? Oh, right. It was voice acting, I think. He's like, yeah, this is hard. 'cause
Yeah,
I don't-
right. No, Saturday Night
Oh,
Live.
doing Saturday
I
Night Live,
think.
that's
he said
it.
that he had a hard time at the table read
Not
because
good. Poor guy.
he can't read very well. I actually thought that was
Yeah.
very brave of him to
Yeah,
talk
I
about.
think it's definitely interesting. And Atsuma's intelligence is brought up a lot in this chunker, for sure. And in some ways, a character posits that it could be the key to everything, to, like, saving the day. But we'll get to that. Atsuma's like, he beats Jezebel, goes outside. Is it worth risking my life? And then smash cut to...
He beats Jezebel. Don't hit your cat.
He meets Jezebel. Smash cut to Toya talking with the Ice Queen. Toya is obviously not under her control at all. He's like being sassy to her, and she doesn't like that her boy toy is not just fulfilling her every wish.
Yeah, been there.
Yeah. She's like, well, what good is having a sexy Magicore teenager than if I
Classic
can't get you...
cougar. Don't have opinions. Don't be a person. You're just a sex toy.
And so they're arguing, and then she's like, wait, I smell a mouse. We're not alone here. Come out, mousy, mousy. And the
Who
mouse.
is it? Who's the mouse?
Yeah, this is I assume it's the same guy that Atsuma was talking about who uses mice to rob
These
houses.
are mice that have come to rob the Ice Queen. It's a team of mice. Squeak, 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 squeak. Squeak,
No,
squeak.
it turns out this mouse is the mystery man. So I guess he can transform into a mouse, so he must be the one who stole the flute
Holy
and then
shit.
placed it into Yuki's vault
Aha!
this whole time.
It all makes
Yeah.
sense.
And so he's like, hey, I've got a deal. I give you this magic ore, and then you have complete control of yourself, and I take Toya. And she's like, you want that to give me that old thing? Well, she's real poison ivying it up. Like, kind of Mae Westy.
I mean, I feel like she has been this whole game.
I know.
Again, the only character that is ever in cutscenes is the Queen of Ice.
They're like, well, we have $50,000 to spend on cutscenes. We better make it over Booby McIceface.
Yeah. Ice boobs.
Yeah. Ice boobs.
Oh my god. Are you saying this is Mr. Freeze's wife?
Yeah. Obviously.
It's Nora. Nora Freeze.
So she says, yeah, no deal. I don't want that stupid old thing. You can keep it. I'm keeping my barely legal boy. And and then she's like, so I'm going to kill you. And then you get some off-screen, well, not off-screen, but it cuts to, those static models of them who kind of react a little bit, going like, ugh. So I guess he's fighting and she's going to kill him. But then Toya's like, no, don't kill this one. Let him go. She's like, oh, you're standing up for your friends, are you now? That kind of horny lady talk.
Yeah.
But she lets him go. She
look at
lets the handsome man / mystery man go.
Why do you think she let him go?
I think Atsuma has
Because
control
he's-
over her to some degree.
You mean Toya?
Yes.
Toya. Yeah.
I thought maybe she just was hot for him. She's like, look at this fucking hunk of man.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
I'd like to hear him play the
I bet he could play the saxophone all night long. Just blow it
'Cause-
straight.
I think the idea...
Why would this mystery man be able to play the
Your
saxophone?
face when you made that joke, like, I don't know how that's gonna land. like you just threw a
Probably cut
firecracker
that.
into a building.
Oh, Jim, don't cut that. I anti-veto that cut.
No.
Yeah, there's no cut veto. There's only the downtown.
I guess you can bleep it.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, I think I won't believe it. That's a
Maybe do
good
it for more.
compromise.
I think you would hear more meat flapping as you did that.
Oh my god.
Ooh. Do you think Bill Clinton's ever done that?
Probably.
Probably.
What hasn't that man done?
There's a good chance.
Yeah.
There's a good
his face
chance
right
Monica
now.
Lewinsky.
Ow.
Why did you go for Monica
Guys,
and not
oh
my
his
God, don't
wife?
talk about Hillary like
Guest
that,
starring
Vanessa.
on tonight's episode is Dennis Miller.
So,
Where do we go from here?
you know what? At least it's better than a tuba. In so many ways.
There's gonna be a few bleeps in there. Hopefully
Yeah,
listeners
cut
aren't too
cut
upset
back
about it.
to the ascetic monk, and he's like, "Yo," he shows up. He's like, "Yo, why you looking so down? Why you in Frown Town, my clown?" And Atsuma's like, "Oh, I don't want to kill my friend, but I don't know what's right." And he's like, "Well, just do I have to keep repeating myself? Don't use common sense. Don't limit yourself to common sense. Don't be limited by common sense. Something like that." That's his advice. He thinks he's implying there's a way to do this. And they go back to Atsuma, now buoyed by some vaguely positive words about doing what he's doing, goes back to Sayaka and her dad and is like, I think there's got to be a way, or to Karine and Rygar, there's got to be a way to do this, right, Sayaka? And everyone's still like, no new ideas, nothing. And then Karine goes, wait a minute, Rygar, you used to be an apprentice at that sage's tower, right? And he says, yes. And she says, well, that sage must know stuff. She's wise. He's like, well, you can't just simply walk into the tower. You have to, like, get invited. And he's like, well, here's the thing about that old woman. And then Karine interrupts him and says, I order you to take me there so we don't get to find out what he was trying to warn them all about the sage.
Where did this come from? Have we ever heard of Rygar being an apprentice ever?
Well, I haven't told you everything about my life yet. Actually, I probably have.
You
At
have.
this point, probably there's not much I could tell you that would surprise you. And so everyone decides to pack up and go to the Northern Tower. And so you can get there by going through the desert. There's a path north. And then you got to go through some volcanic fields, but the path is blocked by some junk. And Yuki's like, well, maybe Boy and Thief Dog can help us clear this junk.
This annoyed me because I had already gone back to Junktown to buy that VP reducing thing, and then gone back to London to make a lot of money at the casino. And then I went back to the junk, and they were like, come back to Junk City! Fuck you.
Did you get Encounter Evade?
No.
Oh, I did, and it made the dungeon so much better. Because there's a couple of points where you have to kind of go back and forth in the upcoming dungeon, the Sage's Tower.
Yeah, just toggle that.
Yeah, I just turned it off. I was like, I am so sick of these random encounters. So that's why I did that.
I guess you get I think at this point you can buy a double XP, right? Or is that a little later?
No, it's right now. You can get... So, yeah, Matt and I both did the same thing. We put double XP on 2 of the people and double SP. Oh, that's what I did. Double XP
I put
2.
double XP and double SP on every character. Why wouldn't you? I don't understand.
I guess I could have done that too. But I'm still getting plenty of SP and XP, but I could probably unlock some more. You're right, Matt.
I mean, spoiler alert, I had to fight the final boss of this chunker 6 times, and I had to cheese it in order to beat him. Like, it was...
I mean, I looked at some of the true... I've been using the True Achievements Guide. That has pretty good boss strategies, and I use that one. But I'm also way over-leveled, so...
My boss strategy was spend $100,000 on skill gems, and then load myself up with so much HP that he could not one-shot me anymore.
Yeah, he one-shotted me too, and I had to add like 200 more HP. Fortunately, like I just bought a bunch of skill gems and load that up. But we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
So we head to the Volcano Valley. There's an Earth Shrine in this volcano, in the first part of this volcano area. The guide I was reading was like, oh, you know, if you turn evade encounters on, you can go through this Earth Shrine and fight the boss. The boss is easy as long as you use that EP. Oh yeah, so here's this chunk I really learned the 2 most powerful moves. One is EP Drain, then they can't do their special big moves on you. And the other is Sniper Shot, the Yuki ability. If they have full health, some bosses are resistant to it, but a lot of them aren't. Most of these golems and stuff that you have to fight aren't. The Sniper Shot will take off 2/3 of the enemy's health, just no matter what. So I was doing like 8,000 damage. For me. It has to be the first thing you do. It's of the so it's of the remaining health. So if it's only got 1,000 health left, it's not going to do anywhere near as much damage as it would if it's got full health.
I'll tell you what else I bought at the casino that I fucking love. And that is an ability, a support skill that allows you to just move anywhere on the board that you want to move. That thing
wide range
makes every fight easy.
Yeah. That's a very good one, too. I just got that. I got wide range and evade encounters to do this, get this kitty cat one. And when Atsuma finds this kitty cat, the Earth golem. He's God Golem. He's like, I'm gonna capture it and teach it to go jump through a flaming hoop. Let's go.
Holy shit. Jim,
Yeah.
What?
did you get a haircut?
Yeah.
Which one?
Oh.
Your hair looks different. You look more emo now.
him.
He was talking about his fancy haircut earlier, where she dumped like fibers. in.
Yeah.
I was working on putting the hot game goss in the fucking notes.
Now you just sound stupid.
Sorry, I wasn't listening to your fucking hair care chat. I was working.
So yeah, if you just keep using EP Drain on a boss, and then most of them have abilities that will do super damage to you if you're in the front row. So staying back is always a good idea too.
But their best, but Rygar and Atsuma's best skills only work in the
yeah,
front row.
it just means it's going to take a little longer. But if you do
I hate
EP
that.
Drain, they can't do anything. They just stand by, so it's pretty funny.
I'll have to use that. I know
Yeah.
I've got it. I'll have to use it.
Yeah, and try Sniper Shot as your opening volley, especially if you have something to like boost Yuki's parameters. Like,
Do I even have Sniper Shot? I feel like, isn't it something else now?
Sniper Shot's the best.
Okay,
ability she
I'll
has.
look. You know, I don't know.
I can't remember where I found it. Go search that True Achievements guide. I'm sure you can figure out how to get there. Because now the whole map opens up at the end of this chunker, which is nice. Like, it's fast to get around.
Yeah.
Yeah, so after you maybe have done the Earth Shrine, it's part of the end game, like optional content. You can go through this Volcano Valley, and there is a treasure chest here that teaches Atsuma a great new ability, Fire Rush, Mega Fire Rush or something.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah, that's where I started really using the EP Drain and the Sniper Shot, because I did so much. I did 8,000 damage on an enemy. I was like, what? How could this move to this much damage?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. But only as an opening salvo, basically. Anyway,
I'll look it up. I'm not sure that I have Sniper Shot. Maybe I just don't have it equipped. I'll look.
It doesn't list a power next to it, so it doesn't look like it's very useful. And if you've tried using it before, you'll be like, oh, this doesn't work that well, because if you've already damaged the enemy. Anyway, so after defeating that treasure chest and getting some stuff for Atsuma, you will run into the mystery man / the handsome man. He's like, oh, don't bother going to the Sage's Tower. I knew you'd probably go here. I already talked to her, and she said there wasn't anything she could do, so I'm gonna go kill Toya.
I don't.
Doesn't sound like a
believe
very
it.
good sage.
I don't know. I think this sage is obvious. Dommy mommy / Matthew girlfriend. Matt says no, she's dirty, but we'll get there. Yeah, she's got dirt on her
Dirty.
face. If there was a clean faces mod for this game, maybe.
No. Did you see a toilet in this tower? Because I didn't. I didn't see a shower. I don't trust the
There is-
sage.
I saw a golden
Yeah.
toilet.
That's not what you saw. It was
There's
not
a
toilet.
Next to her bedroom, there's a big hole, like looking down to the middle of the tower. So I guess she could just poop down that big hole.
Yeah, disgusting.
If you had the opportunity to poop down a really big hole,
No.
would you take it?
I like pooping.
I don't
in
like pooping.
toilets.
You know, like in
No,
castles.
I mean, I've been to like, rural toilets at public parks and stuff where you poop down a big hole, and it's not fun. I don't like it. There's so many bugs.
No, but I'm talking like old style
what you're talking
castles
about.
where they'd have like just a board that jut out.
Like the toilet that
You'd be, like, up
Tyrion
in your
Lannister
tower.
killed Tywin Lannister on. Right? Am I right, Game of Thrones nerds?
Game of Thrones nerds, let Matt know if he's
I've
right.
heard it.
I don't remember if I'm right.
I've heard of Game of Thrones. I keep thinking that I should play the Telltale Game of Thrones game because I've never watched or read any Game of Thrones, and it would be really interesting to see what
I
kind
read
of
the
experience it is for someone totally
I read the
unfamiliar with
first
the
book. It's
franchise.
fine. I liked it.
I think they're very well written. I actually bought on Kindle this week. They had a collection that was the entire Game of Thrones, all 5 mainline books in one book for your Kindle for $2.99.
Jeez.
I know.
That's
I
crazy.
opened it up. It is over 3,000 pages.
Flash is following.
It makes
Did
me
you see
kinda
Flash
sad.
following Jim? That was really cute.
I got a dog in here too.
Really?
Cooper, say hi.
Show dogs.
I can't.
Show
That's
Flash.
not Flash, actually. That's
Chef?
that
Chef?
is, it's Taz. It's Amanda's mom's
Chef?
old dog.
Oh.
The fireworks are going crazy, and he's like been following me around everywhere the last 2 days, like everywhere.
It's been raining here nonstop, and in fact, Jim, you're gonna have to clean some thunder off of my track. I apologize, or leave it in for ambiance.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's like
listeners will love
they're
it.
blowing up the like huge shells like 2 houses away. Like I can hear it outside the window.
But the rain here has put a damper on the 4th of July celebrations, and you know what? These dogs appreciate it. They love it.
Yeah, it's supposed to storm like the latter half of the day tomorrow, so I'm hoping we'll get a break from it early.
So the Sage's Tower is blocked by a Odin, I think.
Yeah, Odin.
Odin, and he's like,
I liked this design of Odin quite a bit.
yeah, it's pretty.
It's
gnarly.
an interesting. Yeah, he's got a horn coming out of one of his eyes. So you're like, Odin traditionally only has one eye, and instead of like an eye patch or whatever, or being a cyclops, this just has a big fucking horn poking out of one eye, which I thought was cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a good
Yeah.
design. One of the few
and-
in this game.
Rygar's like, hey, so I'm the Sage's apprentice, which is what? And so let me up, and he's like, she has no apprentice. I've never heard of you, and will not let him up. So we have to take the long way up to go see the Sage, which is it's kind of like a big Zelda dungeon, except imagine all the fun things in a Zelda dungeon were removed because you.
It's very long.
I don't think it's. It is long. I don't think it's that long. Like it's an hour.
Yeah.
It's not. This isn't Rogue Galaxy level
No.
length of dungeon, but it does suck. And there are some puzzles that I'm excited to save for the puzzle corner, which we have not done in a while.
Yeah. I liked one of the puzzles. I will say one of the puzzles was pretty good. I felt very smart once I figured it out.
Wow. I can't imagine which one because they were all terrible, but we'll talk about that in our puzzle corner.
Okay. So you slowly make your way up the tower. I felt both vindicated and stupid meeting the gold squat, which is apparently a mistranslation because it gives you the scout core. So I think that it was
interesting.
gold scout.
Oh, you
not
fought
gold.
it. Did you fight it?
Yeah. You after you get the god weapon for Atsuma, now you can unlock and fight all these. Like they all have basically material that god orb to make the ultimate weapons.
Yeah.
So each one has a different ultimate weapon. So yeah, I would go back and fight this thing because it's not hard. Although I am over leveled, so maybe.
I just assumed it would be hard, so I didn't.
Yeah.
I did assume it would be a squat toilet. I don't know why I have
It's like a
thought that
beefy
the whole time.
golden lion. But at any rate, if we had played the other chunker like 3 chunkers ago to the gold squat, it would have been a 20-hour chunker. Something like that. So
But the
I was
season would have
wrong.
only been 3 episodes, so
Yeah.
I mean, who lost out here? Us.
4 episodes, Matt.
Sorry. Instead of the 100 episodes. The losers here are John and I, who have had to play this game.
I mean, I have
That's true.
what's it? Schopenhauer syndrome? No. Schrodinger's? No. The other one. Stockholm syndrome.
Stockholm.
Yeah, you always do.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this game.
No, you
mostly.
always do. You always do. The
The
real thing that's going to
investigation
gall
was
me
nothing.
next week is when Jim and Vanessa have the fucking audacity to be roundly for a game they didn't play because it was so bad. Because that's another thing that happens every
I played
single
some
time.
of it. I played some of it, and I've seen.
Oh, is this a
tons of it. I've
podcast
probably
where we
seen
play
more of this
some of a
than
game?
You have.
Because if this is a podcast where we play
Apparently,
some of a
yes.
game, then it's
It
a
is.
lot easier of a podcast.
Apparently it is, Matt.
Yeah. Playing your classic RPGs some
I mean,
chunkers
if that's
at a
the
time.
qualification, I did play some Enchanted Arms.
Yeah.
That's not the qualification. It's not.
You just said it was.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Matt. Good job.
Oh my God. You
So
are
you gotta find-
enabling. You're a fucking enabler, Johnny.
I've
enabling
got
this
to.
behavior.
You've got to find these 3 Energon cubes. Each one is basically behind some kind of challenge or a puzzle. One puzzle is just defeat this golem, but the other 2 are real puzzles that we'll talk about in the Puzzy Core.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Oh, I like that Puzzy Core.
yeah, we'll go talk
Yeah,
about
me
it in the
too.
Puzzy Core.
Although Puzzy is very close to the word that Matt used earlier.
That was a dark day.
I
The B
agree
word.
with Jim that we should just call it.
A bleep.
Yeah, that'll be a good bleep, Jim. You definitely got to bleep that. So, you go find these 3 dealies. There's a lot of jumping around. I definitely recommend the evade encounter if you've leveled up enough. Otherwise, you don't even really have to level up. You can just boost your stats with ill-gotten casino gains too. It's pretty wild.
I didn't realize that the parameter cost caps out at I think $13.50.
Oh wow!
$13,050, and after that, it doesn't ever charge you more. It's a lot. But
I'll have to do the mattergy of having everyone have both of those SP and XP buffs.
I don't really know. It's not a strategy. I just assumed I needed it on all of them and did so. Why wouldn't you?
It's match strategy.
Okay, match strat.
Yeah, match strat. The hot match strats. Mm-hmm. The new corner on Square Roots podcast. So you get up
We've
to the
got
top,
Gamgoss. We've got match strats.
and Odin.
The more I say it, the more used to it I am, and I feel more
Puzzy
comfortable.
Corner.
Wow, he's feeling more and more
I
enabled.
have the opposite. The more you say it, the more
Puzzy,
it bothers
come
me.
on. Puzzy Corner, Matt. You got to say that Zed. Odin won't let you up. He's like, well, show me you're worthy of standing before my master. And he doesn't recognize Rygar at all, and you got to fight Odin. So, Matt, did you die 50 times to Odin?
No, Odin was fine.
Okay.
Typically, when I have my full crew, I'm good. It's when the game is like, oh, just Atsuma, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Only Atsuma gets to fight now.
I recommend checking out that True Achievements guide because it warns you every time. It's like, make sure Atsuma's fully buffed, has this amount of HP and all that.
Yep. That makes a lot of sense. John, that's more effort than I'm willing to put into this game. Okay?
Okay,
I'm
sorry,
playing it.
Matt.
I am playing it.
Oh, yeah. And you're doing a great job, buddy.
I am.
Yeah. So
Proud of you.
we all love each other.
Sometimes I have to fight a boss 7 times.
Yep. I had to fight that boss twice, so I didn't get away scot-free the first time.
Mr. Miracle?
Mr. Miracle. So you defeat Odin and his weird eye horn, and you go up to the top, and the sage is there. She's there. She's working. I think she might be Commander Shepard. That voice actor seemed real familiar. I'm going to have to look this up. So you guys vamp and Matt, you tell them what the sage is like while I go look up who the voice actor is.
The sage looks like she has not seen a shower in 100 years. She talks like I don't know what the game is implying. Maybe Vanessa can chime in on this, but she like yells so loud that people
I know all about
flee her
this.
presence.
Nah, she's doing that
So
Dune
that's
thing.
kind of what I was thinking too. Like her text gets bolded.
And I love that. Yeah, I love her Dune B'nai Gesserit. No, it's not the B'nai Gesserit. It's the other guy. It's the Moadib voice.
No,
right?
it's the B'nai Gesserit that do it.
Oh, okay. Well,
And
they
Paul.
Yeah,
she's great.
That's
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
thought she was doing. I don't understand why you think she's
Because she
don't
lives in
either.
a tower that doesn't have plumbing or like sewage, and I looked around and I found like a room with a bed, but I didn't find a bathroom or a shower.
She's voiced by Mary Elizabeth McGlynn, who has 2 characters in Date Everything. She has
She
one
the
of the
fridge that
female
you get
voices.
Oh.
She voices Nina Williams. She's not the Fridge. The Fridge is a male mask character. She plays female Scorpion in Mortal Kombat 1 that just came out recently.
There's a female Scorpion?
Yeah, well, that one's all like multiverses, Matt.
Get over here and pleasure me. Mm-hmm. Is that how that works?
Is that what
Scorpion
women
impression.
say when they want you to come near to them?
You guys have not had the sexual relationships that I've had, clearly. You know?
I was trying to see if she's been in anything cool. She plays Dahlia Margolis in Hitman 2016, but I do not remember that character. She plays Valkyrie in a lot of things, a lot of Marvel stuff.
Was she in Mass Effect?
She was not. It's not what's her face that I thought it was. She plays Alex Wesker in a lot of Resident Evil games. That's Wesker's daughter, I guess.
I guess.
She plays
We can only
Hydaelyn
hope so.
in Final Fantasy: A Realm Reborn. Crazy. Oh, she voiced. She always voices Nina Williams too.
Who's Nina Williams?
That sounds familiar. Who's Nina
She
Williams?
voices James's wife Mary, who has that damn disease in Silent Hill.
Oh, in the HD update or the original?
In the HD update.
Oh, that sucks. Actually, her voice performance was actually pretty good in that HD update. The rest of the voices were really bad.
Anyway, she's voiced a ton of different characters. She's a busy voice actress.
And she did this.
And
What
she
a
did
black
this?
mark on her record.
I liked this character a lot. I thought she was a lot of fun. She turns out to be pivotal to the plot, which is not surprising because there's, 20 named characters in this game? The entire world. So, of course, they have something to do.
Well, everyone has a name, but most of them are like, man who has trouble.
That's not really a name, is it? That's a description.
Yeah. There's not a lot of... It's not like Final Fantasy VI or something where there's, a cast of hundreds in this game, is it? Other than unnamed townspeople who have descriptions instead of names.
If you had a description instead of a name, what would your description be, Johnny?
Men obsessed with beefy boys.
Grumpy bald man would be mine.
It would be man who is grumpy and bald, right?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Jim would be man with tattoos and poofy hair.
Man obsessed with his own hair.
That's not inaccurate.
Man with cool hair. How about that?
Ooh, I like that better.
Yeah. And Vanessa would be woman who looks like she came out of a 19th century painting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Woman obsessed with weird British television show.
That could be true.
Woman thinking about Taskmaster.
Yeah. Accurate. Portrait considering Taskmaster.
So, the sage is she at first she doesn't want to talk to you at all. She's like, Rygar, why would I consider you my apprentice when you left for years without telling me? I do like that she yells enough to scare off everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, first she claims not to know Rygar at all,
That was a lie.
but she backs up on that pretty quickly.
I like her yelling at Corinne and Yuki. I like this character a lot. I'm not going to pretend I don't like her. I think she's a lot of fun.
She misgenders Yuki constantly.
She does. It's so
Yuki
weird.
Does not enjoy it. It turns out no one enjoys being misgendered.
Yeah. She's like,
Excuse me?
who's this little boy? And
I'm
he's like,
Mr.
I'm a
Gendered.
girl.
Please don't call me misgendered.
Hey-oh. Matt's bringing his axe straight on to Jordan Peterson's podcast next. Anyway.
I was thinking it would be an okay reverse drag name. I guess it's not really reverse drag when a woman dresses as a man, but you know.
Well, like drag kings?
Yeah, a drag king.
Those exist. I've seen
Mr. Gendered.
So you
I
go
saw
back
one
and
once,
talk to
too.
her again, and when she talks to Atsuma, first of all she recognizes Atsuma right away. She seems to know a lot about him, and she's kind of maybe warming up a little. And she's like, "Well, if you want to save your friend, maybe we could figure out something." I can't think of a way personally. If you use your arm on the Ice Queen while she's got Dude Face as her magic core, you will absorb them both, and he will die.
There is like a missing piece of information that that the Sage and Mystery Man don't have. I mean, Mystery Man should, but there is okay. Just push right by me, this fucking dog. There's a missing piece of information that they don't have, which is that Atsuma has already done this. He saved Karen from the fire golem.
And they do tell her that, and that becomes important after this fight, because there's some shaking and booms, and it turns out the Ice Queen did an uninvited, unannounced visit to her friend the Sage, and Toya is there. Toya's like, "Hey, don't rescue me. I want you to kill me. Why won't you kill me?" And Atsuma says he won't. He refuses to kill him, and Toya's getting increasingly frustrated with this. Then Ice Queen's like, "Well, I want to see how powerful you are, so go fight this siren." Ice siren lady.
Is there being a character who is like a literal ice queen? Does that veer into like sexist territory? It feels like the Ice Queen is kind of like a sexist trope in a way.
But she has massive knockers. That can't be sexist.
You're only reinforcing my point, Sean.
She's so hot.
She is. You know what? You're right. It's fine. She should be thanking the writers, actually, if you think about it.
Yeah.
For making her so hot and her boobs so big.
She's both hot and frigid.
She doesn't seem frigid. She seems very sexual.
Ultimate combination.
Well, she's empowered.
Yeah.
Even better.
Yeah. So you defeat her little friend. They fly off once again. I love the flying off animation of those two. And you fight this siren, then go back, talk to the Sage. She's like, "Okay, well, you've mastered this Gaia, but in order to, you'll also have to control your rage. So why don't you go into the dream world, this other dimension that you seem to have access to, and see what's there, see what's up. Just go look around." And so she zaps him, and he's just standing there with a blank look on his face while his consciousness is transported to this magical nether realm.
They talk about Gaia and Fury as if they are like concepts. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
It's like a yin and yang, maybe?
I don't know.
Order and chaos?
I don't know.
Yeah. So, in the other realm, he hears the voice of his arm a bit, who's like, "Hey, buddy, I just want to, help people. I'm designed to stop the devil golems and save humanity and bring in, a new enlightened age of mankind. So stop getting in my way."
No, I don't believe this arm. I'm not buying it. This arm has never had our best interest in mind. The whole time it's been like, "You're just attached to me, you're stupid, I'm Arm is in charge."
It also made us wake
everyone
up the
loves
devil
Arm.
golems, which seems like a weird
but
move.
Yeah.
Because it wants to eat them.
If he wants to stop the devil golems, then why wake them up in the first place?
So I guess there is no air devil golem. There's an earth devil golem and a fire devil golem and a water ice devil golem, and that's it. It's weird.
Maybe the ice golem is the air golem because cold air
flies?
freezes water.
Ooh.
Maybe this game is cheap.
You know what? Maybe this game just not written very well.
Maybe the arm. Maybe the arm is the air golem.
But
That actually...
That's why Atsuma's such
Uh,
an
they,
airhead.
but they do address what the arm is in just a moment, because you step back and
Just kidding.
well, first before you leave the other world, you fight something, and this something is called Bajerba. No, Baglud.
Oh, that's a
Yeah, sure.
bleep.
Bujerba is the city in Final Fantasy 12. You fight a Baglanji, and
It just kind of shows up, and it's like...
you find out these are like the lost souls in this kind of nether world. And you fight this thing.
And Atsuma is unbothered to find this out, and the stage is like, you really aren't, like, you don't have anything to say about that, and Suma's just like, nah, I'm gonna save Toya!
And she's like, well, I guess. Oh, yeah, also, he brings back from this other world a god orb, and she's like, I can make, like, ultimate weapons. So if you find more of these, I can make more weapons. And she makes, like, a fist for Atsuma, and a special move for Atsuma. It's wonderful. And she's like, you know what? I think you can actually do it. I think you can, because you're so hard-headed, you can, like, save your friends and not be lulled into this quest for power, which got all these other people stuck in that other realm. He's like, so you're saying it's good that I'm stupid, huh? He's like, yeah, I guess so. So it turns out him being stupid means that he's not obsessed with power and that just wants to save his friends. So that's great.
I wonder if that's why I'm
So
not
he goes and
obsessed
has a
with-
sleepy deepy nap, and Rygar
Is that why?
has a little chat with the sage, like, so you know about this arm? You seem to be familiar with it. She's like, yeah, you noticed that, huh? Well, it turns out 20 years ago, I did kind of find a baby at the base of this tower, and the baby was dying and been left there by their parents, and I saved this baby by using some Infinity Devil Golem DNA to, like, rescue this boy and start and bring him back to life, because Devil Golems have regeneration abilities, and your arm stops that ability. That's what the Gaia power does.
And she's like, yeah, so I saved Atsuma, and maybe I shouldn't have, because, like, he doesn't seem very happy, and if I just, like, hadn't saved him, maybe it would have been better. That's a weird philosophy. I mean, that's kind of what you could say about, like, bringing any child into the world. It's like they have a bad day, and you're like, well, maybe you should have just never been born.
Yeah, Sage is a terrible parent. I agree.
Stupid.
Sage is a terrible parent. She's not really a parent. I guess she did. She, like, gave him to the school or something. It's weird.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll find out more, but you know what, Matt? I bet we won't. I bet we will find
Don't
out
think so.
nothing else about this other than she became his pseudo-mom and saved his life. But now we know how his arm.
I did sort of get, like, manipulative mom vibes from her when she's like, oh, I don't know you. You just left without saying anything, so I must not have a
She's a
son.
toxic
apprentice.
parent.
Like, no son of mine would ever have just left without
So now
saying
you can go back and
anything.
defeat that gold squat, because now you can fight all these monsters once you have a god weapon. And I went and got that gold squat's alloy to make Rygar a sword. And that he gets an amazing move that increases defense by 50% on, like, the entire 8 squares around him.
Oh,
It's a
wow.
really, really
From the
good
gold
move.
squat?
Yeah, you want to defeat that gold squat. And then while Atsuma's, like, thinking about things, the mystery man slips in. He's like, hey,
Yeah, he does. Slips in.
Yeah.
Oh,
he
that's
slips
what I was
right
gonna say.
in.
The mystery man slips in sounds like a novel I'd like to read.
Written by Chuck
And-
Tinkle.
He's like, well, so have you found anything?
The mystery man pounced.
Oh,
my
I guess we
buttons.
should say that. So the sage has figured out a way, right? If they get the Ice Queen's original magic core, and then put it inside, slip that inside her, it'll kind of poot out Toya's control, and Toya will become severed temporarily from her. And that would be the chance that you have to use your golem arm on her and destroy her without hurting Toya. So it's that moment is the only time you can save Toya. But you need her magic ore. And where's her magic ore? Nobody knows. But fortunately, the mystery man shows up.
Nobody
and he's
knows.
like, oh, hey, Atsuma, so you're looking for this magic ore to save Toya? And Atsuma's like, yeah, but I don't know where it is. Mystery man says, well, it turns out I have it. Come meet me in Graveholm, and we'll talk about things, because I don't think you can save Toya, and I've got my own plan. And it turns out there's a transporter to Graveholm right there. So all our problems are solved.
That's very
we can
convenient.
transport over there, and we do. And when we get there, it's pretty cold, and somebody gets a little cold right away.
I think I should go
Clean eyes, careful, be behind the gate. We want to go through the gate. Could you let us the key, please? Please?
Yeah, Yuki gets a stuffy nose, and then it's like this
Yeah.
bit that goes on and on where she keeps saying something, and her nose is stuffy, and they're like, Yuki, you
It's a
have to
running
blow
joke
your
that is
nose
not
again.
even
And then she blows her
remotely funny.
nose, and
Not even a kind of funny.
Well, isn't
Not
it like
funny
sort
because
of-
it goes on too long. Not funny for any reason. Just trash.
Yeah. Also, the Ice Queen told us to meet her at her ice palace, and it turns out that this Grave Keep Home has the gate to the ice palace right there. It's right there. It's got everything. It's got ice palace.
There's a Dairy Queen right on the other side of this fucking gate. Let me through.
There's the Dairy Queen. There's
want a
transporters to
blizzard.
every place you want to go to in the world here. They just happen to have it. Well, that's pretty convenient.
so the Ice Queen has been dormant for years
the
and
Devil
years
Golems
at
have been,
this
yes.
point, right? So what
That's a
was,
good
what was
question.
up with the
Superman?
Ice Palace?
Remember
it's just been
Superman where he
sitting there
throws that
vacant?
crystal in at the North Pole and it makes a big castle?
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Fortress
that.
of Solitude.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that has.
Yeah.
Well, I guess maybe I'm wrong, but all of the Devil Golems are somewhere, even if they're asleep. Like, we've gone to their places.
Where
Is
do
this
we
not just
go when we
hers?
sleep, Matt?
We don't go anywhere, John. You go to your bed,
Where do our hearts go?
and then you stay there.
Yeah. Where
Is
do
that
our
what Kingdom
go?
Hearts
Oh
is?
my
Yeah.
God, Jim. Jim just figured out what Kingdom Hearts is. Breakthrough in the lore of the podcast.
He knows
No
now,
longer can
without
we
a
question
doubt.
what is
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts. It's where your heart goes when you dream.
Oh!
Yep.
In the Dreamlight Valley, right? Right?
Whoa.
Ooh.
Oh, I think you mean Disney's Dreamlight Valley. We're not trying to get sued.
Yeah, sorry. Disney's Dreamlight Valley.
think we just solved Square Enix. I don't know that they can make games
You know what?
anymore. I think they might
That
to
would have
shut
been
down.
You know what? Like, what a missed opportunity with a game called Birth by Sleep to not use that concept, right?
Yeah.
It's right there in the title.
You should call up-
the titular sleep.
Call
That's
up
where our hearts go.
what's
Wow.
his face that makes the Kingdom Hearts games and let him
Yeah,
know.
what's his name?
Nomura? Tetsuo Nomura? Yeah. So we get to Ice Town. It has everything you could ever want. It's got some graves. It's got some teleporters. It's got a Dairy Queen that's
This is
open
an ice
24
town. This is
hours.
Graveyard House or whatever it's called.
Yeah, it's still cold, Matt. It's still cold.
But it's not
And
the
it's
ice
got 24
palace.
Is it a 24-hour just ice cream Dairy Queen, or is it the Dairy Queen that has the grill?
You know, John, that's a sore subject for me, and I'm glad you brought it up.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about. Are we gonna talk about Texas Dairy Queen?
We're going to talk about Texas Dairy Queens. Texas.
Oh shit!
Texas had its own series of franchise Dairy Queens when I was a kid that had the best fucking hamburgers you've ever had in your entire life. Their food was incredible. And every other Dairy Queen in the country is garbage and should be shut down, burned down. If you want to go get some microwaved French fries, go to a Dairy Queen.
Like, the Dairy Queens in Texas have their own menu, and the burgers are called Belt Busters.
That's right, the Belt Busters. Honestly, in my mind, and I could be wrong, Jim, you've had it much more recently than I have. They're similar to Whataburgers, right? Where it's heavy on the onions and the mustard? Or is that just
Yeah, they're really like just big, classically made burgers. Like it's the classic like onions, lettuce, tomato burger with like a lot of like all of it in a really big patty.
I like a cooked
but
onion
it's just
on a burger, not an uncooked onion on a burger.
It's just a really big burger, and it's delicious.
I grew up eating those Texas. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
How did this come to be? Why is it different than any other franchise?
Everything in Texas always has to be slightly different.
I think that it's Vanessa,
It's like
I
Canada.
believe the answer to your question is that it's a franchise thing where somebody opened up a franchise in Texas and then expanded and just did things slightly different. I think that Dairy Queen was initially a lot less interested in having everything be uniform like a lot of these restaurants are.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like, Dairy Queen was all about, you're going to have a fucking ice cream and you're going to have a fucking hamburger.
Dairy Queen was always
Let's
the
kinda let
big
them
thing
do
for
it.
Dairy Queen was always the blizzards. Like their ice cream is their thing. So
Soft
I think
serve,
that,
man. Yeah.
I mean, I love a blizzard, but I think that
Blues are good.
but then at least around me there are Dairy Queens, and they are the blizzards are still great, but the food is awful.
Yeah,
Just the
I would-
worst goddamn fast food you can imagine.
It's not great
Yeah.
here. There is. I've showed you pictures of the tiny Dairy Queen hut that's on my island. That's a national landmark now. Basically, it's pretty great. On the
I mean,
island grew up
I
on.
love their ice cream. I love a blizzard, but
Yeah, I can't really
those
eat a
Texas
blizzard.
Those
Why?
Texas Dairy Queen burgers, they're something else, though, man.
I mean, you're
it
killing
makes-
me right now. Like, I want one right now. I'll fly to
I
Texas
just gave
tonight.
up on blizzards because it just wrecks my tummy. Even with
Oh,
like
really?
some Lactaid, it's like carrying around a bowling ball in my stomach. It's just
I mean, it's a lot of ice cream.
yeah, it's a lot of
soft
Lot
serve,
of
rather.
dairy,
A lot
yeah.
of soft serve. I mean, I don't eat them anymore, but
yeah.
I mean, that was
Maybe like
my fucking favorite
one
as a kid.
set. What's your guys' favorite blizzard?
Oh, the
Oreo
Royal
all day,
Oreo?
every day.
You guys both like Oreo?
Yeah.
You're the
Yeah.
Oreo.
Oh, I don't want the
Oreo
Royal.
boys?
I don't want
Oreo-
this
Oreo-
fudge on it or anything.
Oh, I like
just
the
want
fudge.
Oreos and soft serve.
Yeah.
I like the Heath bar. Blizzard.
Yeah, Heath bar. Heath bars hurt my teeth.
Yeah, they're gross.
I love
Yeah.
them. I love Heath bars and I love Butterfingers, but they hurt my teeth. They always
When it's
have.
really cold though, it doesn't tend to stick to your teeth.
Oh
Feels
yeah.
like
which
it
is
always
why
reminds me
which
of
is why it's better
chewing
than
on
Blizzard.
chalk. Like those in score bars.
No, that's
I
crazy.
don't like it.
I'll also say the M&M Blizzard is fucking amazing. Like you can't go
Yeah,
wrong.
that's a good one.
You
also,
can't go
like,
wrong with the Blizzard.
Also, Reese's and Butterfinger.
Yeah.
Those are also two great blizzards.
Now, if you get a
Oh, Reese's are
chocolate
good. Yeah.
base, like a chocolate soft serve Blizzard, now you've made a mistake. That's wrong. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's too much chocolate because you're probably going to get a chocolatey thing in there.
Oh man,
Yeah.
Jim, you legitimately like. I hate to use an internet phrase, but you unlocked a core memory. Belt buster.
That is the internetiest
Belt
phrase.
buster. That's the
Belt
Belt
Buster
Busters.
burger.
There was a Dairy
Yeah.
Queen on the way to the mall for me when I was like in middle school, and I used to walk to the mall and to meet my friends. And there was a Dairy Queen on the way, and I'd swing through and grab a fucking Belt Buster if I could. And that was, oh my god.
Anyway.
I mean, I want to move back to Texas. What's the difference? I'm in Florida. They're equally shitty.
I always felt really embarrassing being like, "Can I have a belt buster, please?"
I won't do it. If I go to a place
Oh,
with
and it
a
has a
menu
wacky
like that,
name?
and they're like, "Grandma's big noshin bacon cheeseburger," I'll just be like, "I'll have the bacon cheeseburger, please." And
Do you guys want to go to Fuddruckers? Can we go to Fuddruckers?
Yeah. I think they're all closed. They went out of business.
Did they?
Oh, they
Yeah,
got rid
there
of
was,
the ones
there was
around
one
here.
in like Arlington when I lived there that shut
they're
down.
long gone.
You know
Yeah,
when you're a
sorry about that.
I went
kid
there once.
and you've got a shitty restaurant that you love to go to for like your birthday or something? Mine was Fuddruckers.
I mean, I'd go to Fuddruckers
really?
as a 30-year-old. I love
My
it.
kids
I
is
like
Red
Fuddruckers.
Robin.
Yeah, I
That's
like
John's
Red
favorite
Robin.
restaurant.
Mine was Azteca, Mexican
Azteca.
cuisine.
Jim, my-
There's an Azteca by me, Vanessa. It's probably not the same. In fact, I'm been there. It's garbage. It's terrible.
I've been going to Red
It
Robin
used to be
a lot
El
less.
Zarape, and it was the best Mexican restaurant around.
All my Red Robin experiences in the past couple of years have just been bad, and so I just
Yeah.
kind of given up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like they seem. I don't know if this is true. It feels true that maybe they got purchased by like
Yeah.
private equity, and it's all about like expand. The quality's gonna fucking suck. We just
Yeah.
need like more money coming in. It seems like that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm sure you're right.
Like fast casual garbage, private equity shit.
I mean, Chipotle's fast casual, and it's still one of my faves.
Yeah,
That's
I
not
like
private
Chipotle.
equity though. That's a public company.
Is it?
Yeah.
They got downhill though. They don't give the scoops like they
True,
used
they're not
to.
filling up the burritos like they used to.
Yeah, I did notice that. Like, if you go for a regular instead of a double meat now, it's like the burritos are small.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the. We're so
Yeah,
close to being done with this junker.
Oh yeah, sorry.
But I
We
like
get
talking
derailed
to you
by
guys
Dairy
because
Queen.
you're my friends.
I know, but we'll have more talking in just a moment. Let's just
Oh
yeah,
we'll
let's
have the
just
whole
slide
level
through
up
this.
to
We're
talk.
almost done. With
through
this chunker. So we get there. There's someone at the gate. He says, "Well, maybe I'll let you through. You could talk to the village elder. She's the one who holds the key." And you go talk to the village elder, and it's just this girl, and they're all kind of wearing what looks a bit like Inuit sort of furs and stuff. And she says, "Oh yeah, the village elder's out right now. Actually, can I talk to Atsuma alone?" Then she explains that she got a letter from a mystery man for Atsuma, and she recognizes Atsuma right away because he said to look for the stupid-looking guy.
Yeah.
That's true.
Atsuma's just like,
Yeah.
"Oh."
Yeah. And Kareem gets very jealous of Atsuma talking to this woman for some reason. Very fighty about it.
Because she wants to bang Atsuma. For no
So-
discernible reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For no good
Well-
reason.
Dumb him. I mean, I understand the dumb himbo idea, but the reality is so much worse than you think it's going to be. So she's like, go find my grandmother. I think she was to go out tended to the graves. You see that she is being attacked. She is being attacked by Uha bongos, which are like these sort of abominable snowman type things. So you take care of those. They're easy enough. And then after you save her, she's like, "Okay, well, I'll give you the key next in the morning. Why don't you have a rest? It's too late now." And Atsuma says, "I have something I need to do." Everyone's like, "Well, what does he need to do? What does he need? He doesn't have any friends. What is he doing?" He goes outside.
It is weird. It's really fucking weird.
He meets up with the handsome man. That's what other people like to call him. And he's uncomfortable with calling him that. And the handsome man / mystery man says that he doesn't think Atsuma's way is going to work. He needs to kill Toya, and that's what he's going to do. But he says to settle who does what, let's fight for it. Let's fight for this magic core. So they do. And he killed me with one hit. And then I had to restart that.
But
But
he uses a very recognizable attack.
he does use the thunder spear, and he does have musical notes that hit you.
He uses the sonic. What was it called? The sonic. It is Makoto's attack
Yeah.
from the beginning of the
100%.
game.
Are you trying to say what are you trying to say?
I think that this is Makoto's older brother that wants to avenge him.
Oh.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
What is
So-
the attack called? Like Sonic Jam or something like that.
Yeah. So I killed him in 2 turns. That was pretty neat.
Oh, that's nice for you. I killed
3.
him
I used my first
about 6 tries it took me to kill it.
First turn was to do high charge to get all my parameters up. Second turn was
Wait, Atsuma has a
using-
charge?
Yeah.
I don't think I have that.
Oh, you should go look. It's probably in a chest or something. Go look in the True Achievements guide. Because that is really useful for any Atsuma
not gonna
fight.
do that.
Oh, well, never mind then. And then the last attack I used was the bead thing that does a gajillion damage, and that's how I defeated the Mystery Man. I did get killed the first shot, though. I went back and put all my parameters into direct attack and HP, so I could get through this a bit better, and then I just made sure to not stand in that front row, because he summons these yo-yos, but they can only attack you if you are in the first 2 rows. If you go to the back row, they cannot hit you at all, so that's fun.
I know I said this earlier, but I'll say it again. It took me 6 tries to defeat Makoto. The Mystery Man. I did finally have to reload. Thankfully, thank God, I saved right before I went to talk to him, which I'm not great about saving in this game, which doesn't have autosave, so thank God I saved right before I went and talked to him. So I was standing right next to the shop, and I just bought, you can only carry 9 of any item. So I bought 9 skill gems, or major skill gems, whatever they're called, and I did that several times, 3 times, 4 times. I spent $100,000 on it, basically. And I just dumped it all into health until I had over 2,000 health. And then it was a breeze. So that's nice. Because him and his yo-yo could not do enough damage to one-shot me together. And you can beat him pretty quick with your mega rush ability or whatever it's called. Mm-hmm. And I didn't have enough XP?
EX.
I did not have EX. I did not have enough EX because I had used it all, I think, on Odin.
Right. Yeah. I built some up going and doing the gold squat and stuff. Anyway, so we get the magic core from Atsuma.
Mm-hmm.
We go back and say, hey, we got this magic core.
Yeah. They're all like, where were you, idiot? And you're just like, magic core.
Mm-hmm. Do we get a little cut to Ladyface and Toya again? I can't remember. I think we do, right? Like,
yeah, we do. Yes, because you finally get a cut where he mouths off to Ladyface, and he's like, I'm gonna make Atsuma fucking kill me. And she's like, ha ha ha, he's never gonna kill you, and isn't it funny? That's all you want. And we learn that we finally do get confirmation here that Toya is not under.
Yeah.
He's not completely under her thrall. He is. She's able to like override his consciousness or personality or whatever, but he's not. This is like a plot on his part. He wants Atsuma to kill him because that will disable the Ice Queen, and he wants to protect, everybody, and he's willing to die to do it.
And that's the end of the chunker. Now we have access to the entire world with those little teleporters. So you can do all that bonus stuff you've been neglecting, Matt. Obviously, you're going to go do it right now. And then we can finish the game. So next time on Square Roots.
How long do you think the finale of this game is? Like, should I bother to do that? I don't really want to.
Let's see. Let me count bosses here. Dun, 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 dun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 bosses you gotta fight. And there's it sounds like the optional dungeon's like 13 floors, so it's not small.
I'm not doing that. Is that one optional dungeon?
Yeah,
or are you saying that? Like, if I go back to get the god orbs, do I just walk down a hall and fight the...
Yeah, I think that's easy. This is this other thing, which is called...
I'm not doing that.
That's just to get it's the Holy Beast Shrine, and that's where you get Omega, which is like the best golem. But we're not going to be using
You can
golems.
do that and tell us about it. I'm not going to do it.
I might. We'll see.
I've been saying this whole time. I'll do what I'm willing to do, and if I get to the final boss of the game and I can't beat it, I'll watch a video of the end of it, okay?
Yeah,
as far as
fine.
I'm concerned, that is playing the game.
Yeah.
I did it. I don't care.
That is playing the game. There's you don't get into heaven if you defeat the final boss. You can play over much of a game you want. It's fine.
Anyway, so yeah, that's it. We got one more chunky left. The next game has been announced, right? Have you announced the next game?
Beyond Good and Evil.
So that's gonna be
John,
exciting.
we're gonna try and make that a whole month. We want you to have a nice little vacation.
Although
Alright.
if you maybe give us a Benjamin, we might make it 4.
Can I take it from the Square Roots account?
4 months?
4 months. See you in the fall, John.
Yeah, see you in November.
I suspect that John will be thrilled when he misses his first episode, and a little FOMO'd when he misses his second. And by the time we're recording the 3rd episode of the season, he's going to be full-blown fear of missing out. What are my friends doing? I miss my friends.
Yeah, I'm prepping all this great, like the protagonist of the next game is a photojournalist. I'm prepping all of this great Stephen Glass content because of the journalism intersect. It's going to be great.
You're gonna make the best episodes ever.
When we
It's going to be a whole episode about Juked Micronics.
When we do the 4th episode where we all go see Superman and then just do a main episode of the show about it, John will go see Superman and show up for the episode. That's what I expect to happen. And now I'm not saying that's what you have to do. But that's what you
I wish, and I know it's not. I know it's not possible. We're all in different time zones. We're on different schedules. John's nocturnal, but it would be really fun to all watch a movie like Superman around the same time and do an episode like almost like fresh out of the theater. I think that would be really fun to do sometime. Anyways, I think it's time for Johnny and Matt and Vanessa to talk about what they are squarely against.
Yeah, it's true. Let's talk about the Puzzy the Golems.
Oh yeah, we have
and then the Puzzy Corner.
Oh yeah,
Puzz
You're
Core.
right.
Is that what? Yeah, it was Puzz Core. Matt loves a Puzz Core. He told me. But first, I did get a Golem I really liked. I'm just gonna put him into the Puzzy Core. No, I'm putting him into the Golem Core. Let me just put him right here. What do you think, Vanessa, what do you think of my favorite golem, this chunker, Sebastian? He was the highest priced one at the casino, so I assume he's the best.
Is that Jim? Is that old Jim? Look at his hair.
He does have a pomp, but I don't think Jim was going to serve anyone wine on a platter with like a dishcloth over his arm.
Who are you talking about?
Yeah, and I've never seen
Sebastian.
Jim sort of have like Sebastian and Golem Corner. I've never seen Jim with
Yeah.
like
I can't
mutton
grow
chops
sideburns. Actually, it's
or
like
mustache
it's like a
quite that
genetic
big.
defect. Like I can't actually grow real.
Oh, wow.
See, they like don't connect. I can't grow sideburns.
He's a light human-type golem dressed to the nines, like the perfect butler. It swears absolute loyalty to its master and never fails to be courteous. In a certain rich man's home, one of these apparently ran the house single-handedly. Should something threaten its master, it coolly and calmly blasts them full of holes. However, few have seen that side to it, and much of this golem remains a mystery.
Yeah,
we all know you like a robo boy, an automaton. Yeah,
I love a
clink,
robo
clink.
boy.
You'd be like, "How may I serve you tonight, Vanessa?"
And I'll be like, beep boop, beep boop.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's what it says.
That's
don't
why
have to
Vanessa's
speak
favorite
robot to
game
it.
is Detroit Become Human.
Yeah, she loved that game.
Yeah.
All right.
I love the idea.
Matt,
of
were
it.
there
That
any
game
golems you liked?
that game that I tried to play on stream was like kind of wanted to be a David Cage game, but they didn't make it well enough to be played.
Are you talking
really?
about Banishers?
No, I'm talking about Unforgivable, which is a game that I tried to play on stream and it was so bad I couldn't get very far in it.
I guess Matt's favorite golem was Odin, who you can create after this with his crazy horn eye.
Sure.
Matt, let's talk about the Puzzy Core.
Yeah. There are some Puzzies in the Sage's Tower, and I hesitate to call them puzzles. They are
Fuzzies.
very much just... Do you guys like pushing blocks?
I love a push and block.
Get ready to try pushing 4 different blocks, and then one of them will light up green, and you did it. You
No,
did
remember
it.
there's also like a 50 blocks in the next part of the room.
That's no. That is the second puzzle. Whoa,
Oh,
Chungus.
I like that puzzle because you just have to look for the ones with the green gems.
Yes,
you
I
figured that
did
out.
when I was pushing the final. I tried them all, almost all.
Jeez.
And when I was pushing the final one that locked into place, as I was pushing it, I realized, wait, this one has a green gem, and all the ones around it have red gems.
That one sparkles when you move it. You know, Matt, that was the second one I pushed was a green gem one. I was like, oh, I get it. So I felt very
I did
smart.
not notice that. I did have to try like 40. I did have to push like 40 statues before I noticed it.
Aww.
But again, it's not really a puzzle. It's a process of elimination.
No, it's like using deduction and trying to figure that out. I like this one. This reminded me of like this could have been a shrine puzzle in a Zelda game.
Yeah.
It was the one good
Yeah.
puzzle.
A lazy and bad shrine puzzle in a Zelda game.
Because the other puzzle is how to get somewhere in a room full of slidey tiles that you can stand on. Mm-hmm. And they slide up and down as well.
Oh,
as
yeah,
left and
yeah.
right.
That's more of a maze. That's more of a go-through maze.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but you sort of have to look at it because you can sort of see all the different tiles and you have to plan your approach.
Yeah. Usually when you're doing a maze, you have to look at it.
Yeah, it's true.
If you do it with your eyes closed, you're going to have a rough time.
There's a good move for Atsuma in that room. Definitely recommend getting that. It does a gajillion damage. And I think there's a golem you can get. Oh yeah, it's the lapis golem there.
Oh, yeah, I
Sucks.
fought it once and was like, nah. What do I care about these golems? I don't use them.
And that's yeah. I guess is that it for your Puzzy Core?
Yeah, that's it for Puzzy Core.
Okay. Next time,
Next
finish
week-
the game. Oh, and Squarely Against.
Yeah, Jonathan. Johnny.
I am roundly for the Sage. I liked her. She was sassy and fun, but also had stuff to do in the plot. Because there's only 20 characters in this game, obviously someone had to be the backstory to Atsuma and why he got the arm. I like that it's kind of offhanded, and I don't think he even finds out about it.
No, it's bad.
What about Matt? What's your what are you squarely against or roundly for in this chunker?
I'm squarely against these puzzies. They were bad, lazy puzzles that just extend the length of this dungeon and aren't, a good puzzle when you solve it, you're like, I'm a genius. And these puzzles,
That's how I felt
you just
when I solved
push-
the gem one.
push 40 blocks. No, you're right. You're not wrong. Like if I had figured it out before the last one, I probably would have been like, yeah, I'm smart. But instead I was pushing the last block into place and I went, wait a minute, this gem is green. And all the other gems are red. So I think they suck and it's bad. What about you, Vanessa?
Well, I addressed this a little bit before, but I'm going to say it again. I am roundly for what a himbo Atsuma is. I was squarely against it. He drove me crazy. He was too dumb. Everything he did was dumb. Everything he says sounds really dumb. But somehow he has won me over, and all it took was a little bit of self-awareness. I don't mind a dumb guy if he knows he's dumb. I don't like a dumb guy who thinks he's smart. That's how Vanessa sees it.
That's why Vanessa hates me.
Jim, what are you roundly for or squarely against?
I'm roundly for the fact that this is a penultimate episode of this game. It's been a really cool journey, and I'm really glad to have taken it with you guys, even though I missed an episode or two.
We did it!
Yeah!
Are you ready to level up?
Woohoo!
Let's start with...
Oh, man, I feel like I haven't leveled up in a
Yes.
long
Yeah,
time.
you and Vanessa haven't leveled up in a bit. Let's hear yours first, Jim.
Let's see. I recently saw 28 Years Later.
How were the dongs?
And a lot of dongs. All the zombies are naked. It was a good movie up until like the last 2 minutes, and then it became like Amanda and I looked at Amanda was like, that might be the stupidest ending to a movie I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, I kind of agree.
Well,
with
I'm
you.
sorry,
It was
what?
terrible.
What movie?
28 years later.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, so bad. I also read a book called
Lost
Gone
Man's Lane?
to the River Man. Not yet. That's the next one. I read a short novel called my first splatterpunk novel,
Oh,
quote
yeah.
unquote splatterpunk novel. And it was terrible. It was I didn't mind the gore in it, but it was like shocking just to be shocking kind of stuff, and there was a lot of like felt like really unnecessary sexual violence just because that was shocking. Like,
Yeah.
it didn't serve it. I hated it. I hated it. I felt gross after reading it. I started it and I was like, it wasn't very long, so I was like, I'll finish it, but oh man, it was so bad, so gross.
Jim, I bought a book based on a recommendation of yours. It was not the book you recommended, but I did buy a Chuck Wendig book.
Oh, which one?
It's called Wanderers.
I actually read that book earlier this year. I read it like back in February.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really good.
Good.
It's very like The Stand-ish, but not as long, kind of. It's really good. Let's see. I also read another book called. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up real quick. Did I talk about The Staircase in the Woods?
Yes.
I don't remember if I talked about that one.
Yeah.
Okay, I did talk about that one. I read Matt's recommendation, Fragment.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I finished that one, and that was I thought it was pretty good. Although, like, I feel like every character it introduced felt like 10% of an actual character. Like there were a lot of like shades of characters running. Like I had trouble remembering who was who.
Yeah.
But I think the monsters were super cool in it. It was like a bug. It was like a bug and lobster Jurassic Park kind of, which was fun. And but man, most of the characters were just so boring.
Yeah, it's like a good concept, and it's got decent execution as far as like the monsters are concerned. But as far as like from like is this like a good book perspective? Like, not really.
Yeah, I think I told you guys in the
not very
group
well
chat.
written.
There's multiple scenes in the book where someone's like, I'm gonna go out into this dangerous jungle where all the killer bugs are, and then someone else goes, no, don't do it, you'll die immediately, and they're like, no, I won't, and then they go out and then they die immediately. That happens multiple times in the book.
I thought the best monster in the book were the tiny little bugs. Like,
Yes, the little like disc ants or whatever that
Yeah,
they call them.
yep.
Like, yeah, those ones are terrifying. The little bugs were super scary. But yeah, it was an interesting book that had some really stupid elements to it. And then
it's just not very well written. It's just not.
yeah, it almost got there. And then hold on, I think I'm pretty sure I have one more movie to mention. I probably won't talk about it a lot.
Clown in a
I just wanted
Cornfield?
to see.
Was it Clown in a Cornfield?
I haven't seen Clown in a Cornfield yet.
Lame.
It was... Oh, no. I think that's it, actually. Okay, I'm done leveling up. John, how did you level up?
Well, I saw two films that we should pit against each other in a fight to the finish. One is called The Ballad of Wallace
Battle.
Island,
Wallace.
and the other is called Friendship.
Whoa. This is
Yeah.
like Jim versus Vanessa.
I haven't seen
it's
either
true.
one.
Vanessa, are you here? No. Okay. Oh,
I'm here.
Oh.
I was muted.
it's okay.
Apologies.
So Vanessa, I felt
Yeah.
like Scrimpy wasn't super necessary to the plot, but that okay.
Scrimpy is
Like those
pivotal.
close-ups on his face where you just see the sadness that he's not expressing and how there's an iceberg of emotion and repressed like grief and stuff he hasn't processed. Andy Serkis did a tour de force. I was just like tearing up just seeing how sad, obviously Andy Serkis's character I'm talking about here, was throughout that movie. Yeah, Scrimpy.
Yeah, Scrimpy. Yeah.
Because just the powerful acting. I wouldn't be surprised if Andy Serkis got a Oscar nomination for that performance. It was so good.
Are you going to actually tell us if you liked the movie, or is it just going to be fake stuff that you made up?
Okay. Ballad of Wallace Island, I thought sadder than it was going to. I thought it'd be more of a comedy, and it's more of a drama with comedic performances in it.
It feels like the British version of like a U.S. indie drama. You know what I mean? Like,
but I would say it's really worth it. It's got one scene with bad CG.
It's not a bad movie.
Other than Scrimpy, of course, who was fantastic CG. There's one scene with bad CG that I felt like, why didn't they just use the real thing? And Vanessa knows what I'm talking about, right? Oh.
I don't actually.
It's when the Loch Ness Monster shows up, I bet.
Was it the one where Tim Key plays tennis?
No. There's it's the one where there's some things flying, and in a wide shot they use CG.
Oh yeah. I do know what
really
you're talking
bad.
about.
And
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
the one.
I did notice that.
Stuff. I thought there's a couple of scenes I was like, does this make sense? Why would this character act this way? There's two scenes I would say, but overall, just a really well-made movie. A good not the kind of movie I'd go out and see, but Vanessa liked it so much, and I was like, oh, okay, you know what? I ended up really liking it. That is my heartfelt review.
I really like that it's sort of a movie just about people and life.
What did you think of those
people in their
heartbreaking
40s,
shots of Andy Serkis listening to the music?
I thought they were great. I mean, I don't know if I will, back that horse for the Oscars, but like Golden Globes, keep an eye out, and for sure BAFTAs. I think Andy Serkis will be in the running.
Now, for Jim's movie, Friendship. Jim, what the fuck? Why did you make me watch that fucking piece of trash? That's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. How did it get an 88% fresh score? An hour in, or hour and 10 minutes in, I turned to my friend Teddy, who was watching it, and was like, how long have we been watching this? How much is there left? This is terrible. And we were an hour and 10 minutes in, and there's only half hour left. So we powered through. But my fucking God, what? It's like they took a boring American indie drama, and then put a character from a not great I Think You Should Leave sketch in it. But Jim, here's the thing. I'm obviously wrong about this. This is like that Armageddon. No, what was that? Annihilation. All over again, a movie other people love that I just didn't
you
get.
didn't like Annihilation.
I hated that movie.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
I mean, for different reasons. Like critics, I really respect, loved Friendship, loved it.
Yeah.
I thought it was a waste of time and infuriating and boring.
So, like, infuriating, why? Because you felt like was
too funny?
Was it like humor not working for you?
Yeah, the humor wasn't working for me. I just felt like you were just being dragged through misery for no reason. I didn't like anything this movie offered, other than the tripping scene. I did like what the trip turned out to be. That was pretty.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was a very good moment.
The movie felt like it had it was almost like 3 different movies. You know what I mean? Like the first half where he's like, like he seems like the main character. I mean, feels like he could be a normal guy.
Yeah,
and then. Once the like inciting incident of the movie happens, where like Paul breaks up with him. The like ramifications of that.
Yeah.
It feels like it becomes a much different. It feels like a series of I Think You Should Leave sketches after that. Like the thing with his boss in the boardroom, and the tripping scene, and the scene in the sewer, and the bit with Connor O'Malley in his garage. Like those all feel like really distinct little skits that they just like peppered into the final act of the movie.
Yeah. It really didn't work for me. It reminded me of that.
I can totally get why.
That Sarah Silverman movie I watched about her being an alcoholic who's cheating on her husband that I didn't like very much, but it was like that if they put, and I think him doing his I think you could leave, should leave characters into that.
There are multiple scenes in the movie where he's just doing an I think you should leave sketch.
Yeah.
He's just doing the Tim Robinson melting down yelling thing. Like there are multiple scenes that do that, especially towards the end.
So Wallace Island, big winner. Both are kind of anxiety films. I was kind of surprised Vanessa famously doesn't like discomfort media, but there's like the whole thing about Tim Key's character is so uncomfortable for about the first half of that movie, and yet she was fine with this. That was a surprising thing, because I know famously you don't like what do you call it, where embarrassment, the stuff.
Yeah. I get secondhand embarrassment very badly, but I guess the power of love is I overcame it because, as I have said many times, Tim Key is my number one celebrity crush, and nobody believes it. But I'm going to keep saying it until it becomes canon.
Yeah, I don't believe it. I still think it's Nicholas Hoult. And finally, this week, you've expressed some kind of attraction towards Nicholas Hoult.
It's true, I did. I was as shocked as anyone, but the man bleached his hair.
Oh, he turns
and
blonde,
great.
and suddenly you're into him. What is this, a Disney princess?
I don't know, and I don't even usually like blondes.
I also
it's all very confusing.
got my friend Julio to help me move a Sony Wega HD 16:9 CRT. That thing is like 300 pounds.
Well,
It is so big. And I don't mean Julio. I mean the TV. But also Julio. And getting it just into my car was a nightmare. So I realized we needed an appliance dolly. So I renting, anytime you think, oh, I have to lift this up a flight of stairs, just get an appliance dolly. There's $20.
For real.
Just go to Home Depot, just rent it. That comes with straps. It makes it way easier.
It really does.
Because I got a big flight, 10 or 12 step flight of stairs up to my place. And even with that, it was still a lot of work.
Does it have a landing, or is it straight up?
It's straight up. There's no break point in the middle.
Tell me if you're really gonna love
I had to
me
move
forever.
a bunch of stuff to get it through. But you know what? Now it works. It's great to have that TV. I'm going to tell you a quick Johnny story, and then we'll move on. Johnny bought this TV before. Johnny paid $4,000 for this TV in 2005. Canadian dollars, but still. And then put it onto a credit card and then never made a single payment. And then 10 years later, Johnny's trying to clean up his credit, and Johnny had to pay off this debt plus interest over like 3 years. Johnny learned a little important lesson, and now buying it again, this time cash, felt really good. It's like, I got this. It's not fucking up my life other than my back, which still hurts. It's nice to have this thing and enjoy it. I had to get rid of it when I moved to California, which turned out to be a mistake because I only worked in California for a few months before getting laid off with everyone else. So, this just feels like rectifying a mistake from earlier in my life and having this cool TV that does a lot of interesting things and plays a lot of stuff really well.
That's a nice feeling.
Yeah, and it's really neat playing like I was playing Tears of the Kingdom a little bit just to test it out on old TV like that because it has HDMI, so you can play Switch on it, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think it's really neat. And then we found out that Jim, Matt, and Vanessa all had this TV.
So I did not have the Sony version of it. I had a TV that looked like that. It was not a $4,000 Sony TV.
That might have been my experience too. It definitely wasn't an expensive TV, but it was probably a knockoff version of that one.
Yeah.
I think I had a Sony, but it was tiny. It was like the tiniest TV you can imagine, so it was not very expensive. I don't.
Oh, okay.
Do you
So we
guys
did
remember
not
when?
have
Do you guys remember when people had little TVs in their kitchens?
I still have. I have a little TV like that. That's what I use. I'm
Do
still
you?
going to use that one for my PS3 4x3 video. I have like a 13-inch TV that I can plug in anywhere. It's like an old tube
Oh,
TV.
that always
that's
seemed
fun.
like such a luxury having
Yeah.
a kitchen TV.
I remember being a kid and
Now we all have like iPads, and that
I
can go
remember being
anywhere.
a kid and knowing somebody that had a family member that had a Suburban, the car that had a Super Nintendo
Oh,
in the back seat with a little TV that the kids could play it on, and I couldn't. I didn't even have a Super Nintendo. I was like, "Fuck you, fucking have a goddamn this console that I can't even fucking have in your car, only for car time. What luxury!
Yeah, only for card time.
What luxury!
All right. So
What else, John?
that's about it. You know, this is it.
So you saw a couple of great movies.
Yeah, a couple of great movies and got a cool TV. Matt, how Matt level up?
Well, first, I thank you. A big thank you to our Discord member Chris, who provided me with a Steam key for the System Shock 2 remaster. I've played about 5-ish hours of it so far, and I am loving it. Definitely, like, as one of the earliest, like, immersive sim type games. Some things about it are a little, like, not, I don't know how to phrase it, dated, but kind of, just kind of subpar. Like, as a game that is, partially a first-person shooter, the shooting is not great. But I think it's a fantastic game, and I'm really enjoying it. And it's reminding me of a lot of things that I really liked about it, These games always do things a slightly different way, but you've got, in this game, you collect, like, not nanites. What are they? Cyber points, cyber credits or something like that you use to upgrade all of your stats and skills. And in the world, you run across, like, OS upgrades that are like your perks, basically. But pretty similar to your first-person Fallouts, your Bioshocks, your Deus Exes. But with an alien-type setting where you're in a creepy spaceship where everybody's dead and you're running across bodies all the time. And when you're not running across bodies, you're running across monsters. It's fucking fun, and I am enjoying the hell out of it. Big recommend on that System Shock 2 remaster, a classic of the genre. Finally really playable, because I don't think it was before, with no controller settings and old school key bindings that you really couldn't work around. And this feels more like modern controls. It's great. I'm loving System Shock 2 remaster. And other than that, I didn't do much. I also did watch a movie. Connor, my son, his birthday was a few days ago. And the night of his birthday, he wanted to pick a movie for us to watch together. And he wanted to have me watch a movie called The Outsiders. Have any of you seen The Outsiders?
Was it originally? Is that the book with all those people and like
Yes.
The greasers and the other guys.
Right. Wasn't it the one that was originally called the Cripples Club?
Was it? I don't
No. The original
This is
novel
like
is called The Outsiders.
The Outsiders by S.E.
The old
Hinton.
80s
And yes,
movie?
it's an
Yes.
80s movie directed by Francis Ford Coppola.
It has all the
stars-
hottest 80s stars in it.
I mean, I almost...
Yeah, see Thomas
Yeah,
Howell.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise is fucking barely in that movie.
Yeah, he's like one scene in that movie.
It's so much so that
They just made it into a
I
Broadway
found him
musical.
barely...
What's the
recognizable.
famous line from that movie?
Stay golden,
Do it for
pony
Johnny.
boy. Stay golden, pony boy.
And do it for Johnny.
C. Thomas Howell, Ralph Macchio, Matt Dillon, Patrick Swayze, Rob Lowe, Emilio Estevez, Tom Cruise, Diane Lane, Leif Garrett. Just Tom Waits.
Leaf Garrett.
Oh, okay. The one I'm thinking of got renamed to Absolutely Invincible, not The Outsiders. So I was mixing up those two for years.
Yeah.
And
by-
That's a really interesting choice on Connor's
Yeah.
part.
well, apparently he has seen it before and really loves it. It is a very good movie. It certainly, to me, was very like old school directing wise, in a kind of a distracting way, where I was
really?
kind of like, we make movies better now.
I always thought that it felt. I always thought it felt like it felt like how poor people like that live. You know what I
For
mean?
sure,
Like
for
in
sure.
those old houses.
Yes.
Like it felt a very accurate representation of poverty.
Absolutely. And the Soches, which were the rich kids from the other
Socials,
side of town.
yes, that's it. Yeah.
It was great. I really enjoyed it. I loved it. Great suggestion from my son, and I had never seen it. Was shocked when the cast, the opening credits were playing, and I was like, holy fucking shit, this movie has everybody in it. Yeah, great time. Glad I watched it. And yeah, if you, for some reason, have never seen The Outsiders, that thing was like $3 to rent and was well worth the $3. Set in, I believe, the 1960s. Anyway, wow, that was Rob Lowe's feature film debut. Crazy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And anyway, that is how I leveled up. Vanessa, how did you level up?
Oh man, I forgot I didn't
Yeah.
even go already. Wow. Okay. Well, here I go. I love the theater. The theater loves me. I love the theater. There's only one place better to be, and that's at home. I stayed home and I watched 2 taped stage performances.
Taped?
The
Like on a
first
on a
one-
VHS?
Taped on a VHS, recorded onto digital media,
Is it
and
just
streamed
me,
into
Vanessa,
my
or do you
home.
think that's becoming more common?
It is becoming more common. It's the National Theatre in the UK does a lot of taped stage performances, but yeah, there's been some union issues that have kind of prevented it from happening in the past, but contracts are opening up a little bit to allow for tape recording and home broadcast, and I think it's great because it makes it more accessible to people who can't go to New York to see every show. And one of the shows I watched, tickets run up to like $900.
Jeez.
And nobody wants to pay that to go see a play.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. So the first one I watched is David Henry Wang's play Yellowface. It's real good. I loved it. It's on Great Performances. If you have PBS, you can stream it. It is sort of autobiographical, but not exactly. And it's about his experiences as an Asian playwright and about his sort of clash with Miss Saigon in the 90s, which was a true interesting story, and his father's experience as an immigrant who started a pretty successful bank. And it starred Daniel Day Kim from Lost, and everyone loves
And Saints
Daniel
Row.
Day Kim because he's so
And that
handsome.
really terrible
And Saints
Hellboy
Row.
movie that nobody likes.
And the really terrible Hellboy movie. So I watched that. I liked it a lot. It's pretty short. I think it's like 90 minutes or something like that. It's funny. So if you are at all interested in sort of seeing some... I think it's a reboot rather than a new play. But it felt very contemporary. So give it a shot. Like, why not try a play? It's a different kind of format. It's interesting, and it was good. I also watched Good Night and Good
Whoa.
Luck, starring George Clooney.
The play?
Not the film, the stage version of
That's cool.
the film, essentially.
That is cool.
Yeah, George Clooney wrote it as well, along with Grant Heslov.
The play
And,
version or
he
the
plays
the
Edward
original?
R. Murrow. The play
Huh.
version.
So
Uh,
he wrote it. Quote.
Yeah. and it was live streamed onto CNN. I thought it was okay.
I didn't love that movie.
I think it suffered a little bit from. Yeah, I mean, it's a good story. It had a great cast. Clark Gregg was in it.
Ooh, that's interesting. He seems like a guy like. If you're gonna typecast Clark Gregg, it's gonna be in something like that. You know what I mean?
He was in some West Wing for sure.
Yeah, he really seemed to fit.
Yeah,
right
he's
in.
like the square jawed journalist guy, 60s journalist guy.
I think it suffered a little bit from being live stream rather than a tape to film kind of thing. Just because they just had the kind of one camera to work with. It was a little bit more of a realistic experience because you get to see the flubs and blubs of a live stream.
Oh, interesting.
My one little nitpick that I really want to kind of pick about is that it had a couple of moments where it kind of winked at the audience of like, hey, it's George Clooney up here. That's amazing. Check it out. George Clooney. Like, there's a line about all the sane people have moved to Europe, and then there's like this pause, and George Clooney sort of did this mug to the audience, and the audience all started laughing, and I was just like, I don't want to see that.
George Clooney's
like,
almost a billionaire and lives in Italy with his like amazing Italian wife.
lives in Italy and stuff, and someone said something about him like having a face for radio or something, and everyone's like, ho ho ho, it's funny because it's George Clooney, and it's just like unlike Yellowface is a very abstract performance. It barely has a set. It has like 5 people playing 20 characters or something. It's very theatrical. And Good Night and Good Luck has a really hyper-realistic set and costumes. And if you're going to do like a hyper-realistic setting, don't then like try to break the fourth wall and be like, wink wink, nudge nudge. But no. It's a small complaint, I guess. So, yep, those are the 2 things I watched. I also watched a movie called The Woman in the Yard.
What did you think of that?
And I thought it was pretty dumb.
Sad.
I would say that I don't know if they were sort of trying to hide what they were doing. Maybe they weren't. But within like 2 minutes of the movie, I was like, okay, I get it. It's like I get where they're going with it. I get what they're trying to say. I get the whole idea. Got it. Like, it's not subtle. I thought the acting was good. I think it's just like a 5-person cast, which I enjoyed. So it kind of has that small, intimate horror feeling. But it's probably not going to surprise you. It's probably not going to scare you that much. It was more one of those kind of like thinky depression horror movies.
Yeah.
But, put it on if you have
the way you
nothing else
describe
to
it, it sounds like almost like a Babadook knockoff.
Yeah, it really felt like that. I got a lot of those
yeah,
vibes.
the way you describe it sounds like just kind of the Babadook, but just like a little bit different.
God, the Babadook's the best example
Yeah,
of that,
it's sort of
though.
like...
Yeah, it really is. It was kind of that kind
is
of
how I
kicked off
felt.
that
It's
whole
like
grief as a monster kind of thing.
Yeah. I'm like, I've seen Babadook.
Yeah.
I've seen The Woman in Black, which has like a very similar character lurking around.
Is that the one with
it
Harry
didn't
Potter?
feel like it. Yeah, it didn't feel like it was really bringing me anything new.
Excuse me, stop referencing
But
Harry Potter.
I had it on while I was working.
From
and that
now
was
on,
fine.
just call him Equis Dickboy.
Equis Dickboy, Equis Dickboy Charlie Merrily, succeeding in business, Weird Al is his name, and I think that's all I can think of, except that of course, we said goodbye to Taskmaster Series 19. It's always sad to let go of our new friends that we've made over the past 10 weeks, but as we discussed in Hot Gaming News, we have 5 new friends coming down the corridor. And that's exciting.
Speaking of friends, is it okay if we talk about losing a friend this week?
We can talk
we
about
lost
that.
our
Yeah.
I was gonna ask the same question. Yeah.
Tyler Petty. Long time. He's been with us since the start. Always been supportive of the show and just a great friend. Always there for jokes. He had terminal cancer and passed away yesterday, I think, as of recording this. And we'll try and figure out something we can do to maybe honor his memory and sort of, just thoughts to his family and everything. It's really sad. His parents were really trying hard to get him through this, and cancer just sucks, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like he had all the care that they could have provided him, and they did everything they could for him, and it's just one of those senseless tragedies of life.
Yeah. And Tyler will be missed. Like John said, he was like he's always been kind of like a quiet cornerstone of our listenership. It always kind of seemed like when things would get quiet with engagement or posts on the Facebook, like he would kind of always jump in. He was always kind of a steady drumbeat for reminding everyone when a GDQ came around, which was always appreciated because that's like one of my favorite things. So definitely will be missed. He was a great guy, very thoughtful, very articulate, just a really good presence to have around, and very much appreciated his listenership and his interaction with us and with kind of the rest of the Square Roots community. So he was a real good guy.
Yeah. And I think, like all of us, he loved stories more than anything, really, and that's what drew him to RPGs in particular, and that's how I feel about that.
Yeah, he was always such a font of knowledge about the ones that he loved, too. Like, for the games that he liked, he could tell you absolutely everything about them. He was always kind of a stickler, and that he was like one of the earliest consistent correctors of the Square Roots misinformation.
It's funny you should say that. Our mutual friend John was just saying the other day that he was sort of going through his old interactions with Tyler, and so many of them were him correcting John.
Yes, yeah, he would message me on Facebook when our episodes would release and like just correct us about things. But like
but never in a like condescending way or an arrogant.
No, never. Yeah,
he just wanted to, share his knowledge, and it was.
It always felt like he was kind of like playing. He was being like just like a fun, cranky guy.
Yeah.
And it always, like, all of that stuff was always delivered with kind of like a wink.
And we do have a Patreon. Maybe I should have done the Patreon first, but for our Patreon, we've got a $3 a month level that'll just support us, and you'll get all the bonus episodes. For $5 a month, you get access to our votes. There will be a vote coming up in a couple of weeks, so you will get a chance to vote real soon. Also, we like to thank every single person that has gone out of their way to support us through Patreon, no matter what you give. So let's start thanking them. Vanessa, why don't you start?
I would love to. I would like to thank Robert T., Tracy, Isaac Wright, Johnny Five Alive, Gage LaCharité, Star Healer, and Offord.
I'd like to thank Ari Kopovara, Rachel, Hatben, the Ben with the Hat, John B. Quaker Oatman, David Arnold. For Square Roots Podcast, I'm Stim Stanks. I'm Huxley Iguana.
I'd like to thank a dyslexic JRPG hero killed my dog, Josh Holt, Justin Ham, Sean Walsh, Sol Faulkner, AJL, and Ross Hartley.
And I would like to thank Ed Franco, John Scala, Ward Childress, Rubber Bear, Wishbone is Gay, and Brian Pitt. That's it for this episode of Square Roots. If you'd like to send us an email to have read on the air, you can email us at squarerootspodcast@gmail.com. Come see us at our Facebook group, the Square Roots Podcast Group for smart, cool, very attractive people, or find us on Blue Sky at squarerootspod.bsky.social.
Please rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, Ghana, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Thanks to Stephen Morris for our Square Roots theme. You can find Stephen on YouTube. Links in the show notes.
For the Square Roots podcast, I'm Bim Jenks.
I'm Zathu Van Mant.
I'm Bonnie Jandon.
Oh,
Terrible.
and I guess I'm Vanessa.
I didn't realize what we were doing.
Bye.